Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to HVAC Saturday Night Live on Friday night. I am very well aware. I forgot to mute my YouTube. I am very well aware that it is Friday night, but excuse me, but this is what I want to start calling the hangout, because normally I do it on Saturday nights. HVAC Wonders, welcome. Thank you. I have not, to the guys watching, I have not emailed the links yet. They're coming. I'm just going to kick it off here. So anyway, I normally do it on Saturday nights, but I did not do it this Saturday because it is my wife and I's wedding anniversary, which is actually Monday, but we're going to celebrate it tomorrow night. So she said, hey, if you want to do your hangout, you need to do it Friday night, because Saturday night, of course, it's our anniversary, so we're going to go spend a little time together. How you doing, Anthony? David? Alpha? Yeah, I don't have an issue with pain. I mean, it's just a low-end carrier. Good builder's grade piece of equipment. HVAC Wonders, I have more videos in the works. Very nice, Anthony. All right, guys. Now the links are going to head y'all's way. All right. All right, gentlemen. The links have been sent. Ted Cook, what's up, dude? Good to see you here, man. I am EPA. I very much am. We recently moved again to Baton Rouge because of my autistic son. I discussed that last time. Yes, it's still happening. It's taken a hell of a lot longer than I wanted it to, but it's coming. Mr. Ted. Guys, if you haven't checked out Ted's channel right there in the chat, Anti-DIY HVAC, check it out. He's got good videos. I really enjoy his stuff. Ted has become a good friend. We used to have some heat between each other, but I think we've worked through all that, and he's become a good friend. I really like Ted. All right, to all the guys that said that they wanted to come in tonight, I have sent you the links. You know what? There's one guy that I forgot to send it to. I got to add him to my contacts. What's up, Curtis? Curtis, you disappointed me, man. Bought a Chevrolet. What's wrong with you? Come on, man. Somebody just I hear you, Curtis, but it's still a Chevrolet. Who's here? Okay, hold on. I can't hear you. Something's going on with my headphones. Yeah. I'm gonna have to plug them in directly to the computer. Somebody jumped in here and then jumped right back out. Can everybody hear me okay? Is it too loud? Not loud enough? Okay, good. Somebody jumped in here and got out, but all the guys, there was like 6 or 7 people that said they wanted to come in, but they haven't made it here yet.
Hey, bro, it's Matt. Can you hear me?
Hey, let's make sure.
Hold on, I came here.
You have to be on that. Earphones. You don't want the earphones?
I cannot hear anything.
Let me get off of YouTube. Hold on. Yeah, I don't.
There we go.
Really.
Now I can hear.
Now I.
HVAC Wonders, I appreciate that. Who do we have here? Who's here with me? Hello, are you there? Okay, I don't know who that was, but they didn't talk. HVAC Wonders, I want to thank you again. I really appreciate the super chat. Really do. Yeah, I'm waiting on guys to get in here. This is just a hangout, with I emailed several people the link. I'm waiting on them to get in here. We got who we got here?
John, what's up? It's Joel.
Oh, hey, Joel.
Sorry, I had to swap out headphones.
That's all right.
So iPhones now, you can't charge your phone and have headphones in at the same time.
Right. Oh man, you're back. You made it back in the States. Everything went safe.
Yes, sir. I'm back.
Good, man. Welcome home.
Yeah, it was a nightmare getting back.
Yeah.
I got stuck in Japan. I got stuck in Seattle. I had to stay the night in the airport in Seattle. Then I finally made it back.
Right.
On the 7th. Good time though. How you been?
Can't complain. How about you?
Pretty great. Yeah, can't complain.
Glad to be home, I imagine.
Shit, yeah, man. It's nice.
Juan, what's up, man? Thanks for the happy anniversary wishes. I hear you, Curtis, but I can't believe, man, you bought a Chevrolet, man. Okay, I got one guy that says it lets you in okay, Joel, no problems?
Yep, no problems.
Okay. All right. Matt, if you're watching, I'm going to send you another link. Oh shit. So that them pictures you sent me, Joel, that was your in-laws?
Yeah.
Guys, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Joel sent me some pictures and of a really jacked up Goodman system in a mobile home.
Yeah.
What is it, Joel? You were cutting out there.
Oh, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
Couldn't go off.
Peter is just a hangout. Alpha, they put it in a mobile home, and you know they flipped it up. So they used a regular Goodman air handler. They flipped it upside down. They put it in a downflow position. But it was just a really bad installation. Just a really, really bad, poor installation job. No good. I mean, they didn't do anything. No good filter system on the unit. Just
no. Where the
just
return box should be and all the ductwork should be, there's nothing. It's just sitting in there. It's just pulling air out of the closet and out of the rest of the home.
right.
There's a 6-inch piece of ductwork that's just kind of chilling there out of the ceiling. That's supposed to be fresh air, but
Yeah, that's a fresh air. Best thing to do with that in the mobile home is cap it. Chance, are you with us?
yeah.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Not too bad for yourself.
I can't complain. Checkers, I mean, that's what we're here to do. If you there's no specific topic. We just shoot the breeze, and if you have something that you'd like to ask, you're more than welcome to ask it. Can you guys see the chat tonight?
Yeah.
I can't still. I'm on the iPhone.
Oh, okay.
I don't have another monitor.
I got some other guys that are supposed to join us tonight, but I'm waiting on them to get in here. Even when I was on oh, what's up, Kenny? When I was on the Facebook group earlier, a girl named Heather wrote me, and she actually emailed me. I think she's going to come in here and join us. She's a female apprentice.
I don't know. Right on.
Kenny, you're at the office, aren't you?
You got off pretty early today, John.
I did get off early today. It was, man, like I was saying, it's that's the first time I've gotten off that early in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
It happens though, man. It's Louisiana,
Yeah.
You guys stay pretty busy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. The company I work for, yeah, there's no lack of work. You get a slow day every now and then, but that happens.
Yeah. We had like 6 inches of snow today. It sucked.
Yeah. Damn, 6 inches of snow.
Yeah. It came within like an hour and a half too, so it was coming down good.
Yeah, I have no idea what that looks like, dude.
You don't want to know.
I think we have 6 or 7 inches of rain coming tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 75 and sunny today.
Well, where I live at, before I lived here, Baton Rouge and the area flooded. And Kenny's, and if Kenny's still watching, Kenny, like, what was the highest point? How many feet of water what was the highest number in the area? I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. I don't know. Do y'all remember seeing that on the news about Baton Rouge a couple of years ago?
Mm-mm.
I remember you posting or putting it in a video.
Yes! Thank you, babe. Hey, love you. All right. Sorry, guys.
Matt, is that you?
Hey, bro. It's me. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you, man.
Wear headphones like him. Put my headphones on. You have to plug them in, though.
Okay. Would it be easier for me to put headphones on, or?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Whatever works best for you.
Okay. Let me.
Kenny said, Matt, if you have YouTube on in the background, like, you're going to have to mute. Like, if you have another screen with YouTube for you to see the chat, you need to mute YouTube so it doesn't echo through.
Okay. I shouldn't have anything on. Let me see. What you want me to do?
Kenny said one of the secretaries got 11 feet in-house.
Damn. It's like that song, "Takes a lot of rain to wash away New Orleans."
Yeah. I don't know if New Orleans can take another hit like they did with Katrina.
Oh no. That was terrible.
Hey, bro.
Yo.
When I talk, can y'all see me, or what do you see?
No, we don't see you. We see an ugly ass train condenser and an ugly ass Ameristar.
Chinese, man.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
I'm trying to use nanny cams in the background, but I don't know if that's going to work. Let's try it without it. There you go.
Now we see you.
Now press save.
What about the ugly ass condenser units?
I think we'd all rather look at that than look at you.
All right, good with that.
Okay, but you can turn on nanny cams.
Let me turn it on. Hold on, guys. My wife's helping me do it.
Go down.
It looks like Negan.
Somebody said you look like Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Woo.
That's funny.
For those of you that don't know Matt, that's in here with us, he's from Lafayette, Louisiana, or down by Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay. I don't need.
Chance, how with that snow ought to keep you pretty busy with the no heat calls, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I had to turn down some today though because the highways were shut down, and
wow,
no point in wrecking a van,
Yeah.
It happened
Kansas
quick,
City,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Kansas City.
We've had a hell of a month, a lot of ice. We had like 8-9 inches of snow a few weeks ago, and
Right.
we usually don't get that much.
Last time we were on here, we were talking about Branson, Missouri. I've been to Branson several times, and I love Branson. Love it.
Yeah.
My wife wants to go, but she wants to go for like Christmas. Is that a
Yeah.
good place to go to see snow
Oh.
at Christmas time?
Well, I've never actually been down there at
Dude,
Christmas
I'm
time,
telling
but
you, I've been down there plenty of times during Christmas time. Go to Silver Dollar City down there.
Right.
You'd love it. That's the best place to take your kids too. All the
Oh,
lights and rides.
I
and
love
everything.
Branson. I've been several times.
Yeah.
But I mean, does it snow there during Christmas or not really?
Yeah.
it's hit and miss, man.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
How about
I'd
how
say
about the
usually our snows won't come till January.
Right. Do what, Matt?
I was gonna say, how about the Dixie Stampede in Branson? I went to Branson when I was maybe 15 years old, about, and I remember the Dixie Stampede. Man, that was an experience.
There, probably about 10 years ago for the Dixie Stampede too. That was the last time I went to that one. It was a lot of fun.
I never did
Really?
that. What is that?
When I went, we had you go in there and you divide yourself on the Civil War. Like the North's on one side of the stadium, the South's on the other side of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And they put on a show down the bottom, and based on which crowd is louder, is pretty much who wins. And they bring you a bunch of food, and there's horses, and I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember the food. They brought like a whole chicken out, and pitchers of Cokes, and they brought you a ton of food.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like this big arena, and if I remember right, it's like the Civil War. You separate North and South, and they bring you, like, the food is crazy, bro. They bring you like a full rotisserie chicken, and it's like a big horse show, but it's like, I don't remember if it was like jousting or
No, there wouldn't be no jousting.
maybe not, but it was cool though. It's where, if you go to Branson, I would recommend.
That's a fun thing to do down there.
Yeah,
I never did that, but man, it's been a long time since I've been to Branson. I was probably a teenager, but I do remember going, and we always had a great time.
Yeah, I
We
went
got
when
some-
I went. Dolly Parton was there.
Oh,
All right, y'all want me to explain my ugly background that I can't use anymore? My wife thought I'd be able to use it, and I know you saw an ugly train and an ugly Aerostar, but I'm gonna just say why I put that.
because you
my
work for a
boss-
train dealer.
That's it. and our budget is a Maristar unless you get a package unit. For some weird reason, my boss grabs Goodman a package units for some reason. Not necessarily gas packs. I've only installed electric Goodmans, but I'm most familiar with those. And I don't have, dude, a lot of people knock Ameristar. They say they're Chinese and whatever, but I don't know if you've ever messed with any of those, John, but hey, so far so good,
I have never. I don't think I've. The only Ameristar I've ever seen in person is the one in the showroom at the supply house. That's it.
Yeah. If I'm going to do something, something like that, I'm going to do like a Grand Air. Well, at least I can get like a 1-year unit replacement out of it.
Yeah, well, Grand Air is a Baker name for, and
Yes.
but ICP makes it.
But it's comparable to the
yeah,
Ameristar,
ICP makes it, so it's a good unit.
Yep.
Budget unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they give you a 1-year unit replacement though, on top of the standard parts.
Okay.
At least Baker does.
Matt works for a train dealer, but you can't really, say, because I think every heating and air company in Lafayette sells fucking train.
Hey,
I mean, when I lived there, I have never seen so many train dealers in my life.
Is that where
I cannot believe that Train would allow that many dealers in one area.
it's crazy. Real quick, John,
Yeah.
How is there any way to see the comments or the live chat on this on the computer, or I have to look at my phone? You know,
I mean, unless you know how to do split screen and all that, you're gonna have to look at it on your phone
okay,
and just
gotcha.
mute. Yeah, and just mute YouTube. What's up, John HVAC? That's the moist guy. If you see John HVAC in the chat, he's always got the little water things going. He's hilarious. It's everybody calls him moist or wet boy, but John goes to fucking Harbor Freight and Home Depot and goes live on YouTube and shows you good tool deals and shit. No, Ameristar is only available at a Train distributor or an American Standard distributor. And it's I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's not really a low-end American Standard, though. I mean, they're not.
No. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. But that's what Train and American Standard distributors use as their low end.
Yes,
now,
correct.
It is owned by Ingersoll Rand, but it is not a Train or American Standard product, except for the gas furnaces.
Yeah.
The gas furnaces is nothing but a Train and American Standard. It's just not powder coated. But the condensers, the coils, and the air handlers are all made in China. They're Chinese.
Hey, Don, real quick, bro. We only have one guy with us or two live video.
No, it's me, Joel, Chance, and you. There's 4 of us in here.
Okay, Joe, where are you from? And Chance, if you're here, or I don't know, Vice, I don't know who's talking, but where y'all from?
I'll be right back. I got to let my dog inside. He's crying at the door.
Go for it, bro.
I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas City area.
So, okay, one's from North Carolina and Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas?
Missouri side.
Gotcha. Which one? Let's see. The Missouri side is the side that has the
Chiefs and Royals, yep.
You're down in Lafayette.
I'm 30 minutes south of Lafayette, in a little town called Abbeville. I'm 30 minutes south of Lafayette and 30 minutes from the coast, the Gulf of Mexico. So it gets hot down here. I don't know, the humidity's horrible in the summer, and it is what it is.
But Ted in the chat, anti-DIY, he made a good point about Ameristar.
Hour and a half.
Ameristar, there was a guy, he uploaded a video. His name is Chuck. The name of his channel on YouTube is Comfort Plus, heating and air, heating and cooling, something like that. He went to a heat pump package unit he had put in that had a bad defrost board. When he called his distributor to get a board, they were on back order for like over 90 days. So he had to retrofit a Goodman defrost board. A Goodman one. So you can't hardly get no parts for them. And I was going to put in one Ameristar for a guy years ago on rental property. Said he needed something cheap. Well, I kept hearing everybody bragging about Ameristar, saying it's not a bad product. The price is awesome. So I went to my American Standard distributor and got a price on the system. And I could actually buy Ream or Rude cheaper and my Comfort Maker equipment cheaper than Ameristar.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the reversing valves are like Ream and Rude.
Yeah, they energize in the heating mode. Yeah. So does Bosch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. I totally forgot about that. And that's confusing because Train energizes in cool and O,
Everybody energizes in cooling except for Riemann Rude, Ameristar, and Bosch. Look
Wow.
what Ted
I
look what
didn't-
Ted look what Ted just put in the chat. A pressure switch for an Ameristar gas pack is not expected at the factory until mid-March. Then it has to come from China.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's ridiculous. What are you supposed to do for somebody if you need a pressure switch?
Yeah, and all that for saving a few bucks to buy that.
Yeah.
Hey, and hey guys, I know I'm a Train fan, but listen to this. About 3 months ago, we had a great customer of ours. She had a Train gas pack. Her inducer motor was bad. We had to get her trying to remember what it was. Basically it was either the inducer motor or pressure switch. I can't remember. It was on back order for 3 weeks. This lady was about to go without heat for 3 weeks. When you say Ameristar and Train, as far as having parts in stock, they're not the best. I give you that. And a lot of people talk about bad about Goodman and this and that, but I've never had a problem with Goodman having parts in stock.
Oh no, Goodman's gonna have parts in stock because they know you're gonna need them.
Yeah, they just pull them off the assembly line. They don't even bother
Yeah.
about boxing them.
That's it. Yeah, I mean they know. Shit, we got to have the parts. These some bitches are gonna need it. But and let me tell, for those of y'all that don't know, let me tell y'all what's crazy about where
They're
Matt.
so cheap.
You're breaking up big time.
Yeah, hey Joel, you're breaking up big time, man.
Yeah, both of y'all were trying to talk at the same time, so both of y'all were breaking up big time with me.
Yeah, well, let me tell y'all something about Lafayette, Louisiana, and that area where Matt is. Not only is there multiple train dealers, I've never seen so many train dealers in one area. Here's another reason I wouldn't sell Train in that area. They have to buy it from their competition. The Train distributor in Lafayette, Louisiana, is also a HVAC contractor company.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you get, no, don't say their name on here, man. I don't want them to. No, it's okay. I don't want them to, see this video, and you know what I'm saying. So,
Gotcha.
but
no problem.
It's all good. But anyway, when you pull up to their building, the contracting company is right here in the front. It says blank air conditioning. And then when you go around to the side of the building, it says blank distributor. So in the same building, it's a contracting company and a supply house.
Yep.
This is kind of like service experts in Linux.
Right. And here's what gets me. All these guys down in Lafayette, they buy this shit from their competition and believe, they say, oh, well, look, our contracting company is paying the same price just like y'all. They're not getting a better deal or nothing. It's like, come on, man. You really believe people to believe that shit?
Well, sure they are. They have they have all kinds of inventory on hand. They don't have to worry about stocking their shelves or anything. I mean, it's right there for them.
Right, but they go around telling people that work for the supplier that their contracting company is paying the same price that you'll pay. They're not getting it any cheaper, and that's bullshit.
Well, even if they are paying the same price, they still have an advantage.
Right. But trust me, dude, they're not paying the same price.
Yeah, and that's what sucks. Where we're at, we're in Lafayette, which is 30 minutes south of Lafayette. There are no supply houses whatsoever down here. All we have is a rinky-dink hardware store and a Lowe's. So we're basically at the mercy of this said train distributor up there, which is also an air conditioning company. So, you know, we'll never be as big as them, but it is what it is, you know.
And they're a huge company. Their contracting company is huge. I mean, they have multiple. I mean, how many service techs do they have, Matt? Like 20?
Dude, I think, yeah, probably so. But I think I've heard they have like 50 to 70 trucks, you know,
Yeah.
as installation service. I even think they do like insulation now, like the foam insulations.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't see buying equipment from my competition. You know, it's.
I know. I mean, has no other choice.
And why are there so many train dealers in that area? I mean, is it because they just think train? You know, I mean, are they that train brainwashed?
Dude, I don't know. I lived my uncle. I moved here from Baton Rouge. I lived in Central, which is right across, right there. My uncle had a mom and pop business. He was a ring dealer, and he taught me basically everything I know. I worked for him from like 1998 to 2012 or 13, like 10, 12 years. I worked for him, and like ring carrier, you didn't see many train. You didn't see much train in Baton Rouge. But
no, there's not. There's not a lot. There's only like a couple train dealers here.
That's right. And when I moved down here, it was basically, hey, you're gonna learn train or good luck. You know. So
because in Lafayette, if you go to 10 houses a day, 8 of them probably have trains on them. You know, and Ted, you know, man, I know you love train, you know, but let me ask you something, Ted, and be honest. Now, guys, anti-DIY in the chat, he is train through and through. This man does not have a second line. I know years ago he used to install a little comfort maker, but right now, I mean, he's trained. I think Ted would put a train on a house that's about to fall apart. But Ted, honestly, if you had to buy your equipment from your competition, if your distributor was also a contracting company, would you still buy from them and buy train, or would you go do American Standard? Because I know you love the product.
Hey Ted, do you buy everything from your train distributor, parts and supplies and everything? I just feel like that's putting all your eggs in one basket. I mean, look at Lennox last year. They had a tornado hit their factory, and they, you know, couldn't do anything for months.
Yeah. Ted says he would not buy from his competition. So, Ted, what would you do? Would you go buy American Standard? I know you're not a distributor state, but let's just pretend that you are. And your contractor, I mean, your distributor was also a contractor, your competition. Would you go do American Standard? And Chris McDonald, I don't know, man. I would imagine Houston's a great place. Ted says he would do ICP. So here's my question, Ted. As much as you love the product, why wouldn't you just do American Standard? As much as you love the product, why wouldn't you just sell American Standard?
Hey, I have no complaints about American Standard either, except their equipment is heavy, man. And that's just for me.
It's the same thing as train.
Same thing.
There's no difference. The only difference between American Standard and train is that sticker. I mean, that's it. If you take a train and American Standard and put them side by side, take the stickers off, you cannot tell the difference.
But the weight of the equipment, I know this is just like physical stuff, an air handler is twice, well, maybe not twice as heavy as Trane, but it's heavy and the condenser is heavy. I don't know why. I think,
but it can't be. I mean, it's literally the same. Like when you go to the factory, I mean, it's literally the same. They just put different badges on them. The only thing is that the condensers look a little different.
Yeah,
the
goofy thing on top.
Yeah, the louvers are the same. I mean, the louvers are different. Like Trane's louvers go horizontal, and American Standard go vertical. They look a little different, but other than that, the air handlers are identical.
Yeah, they're the same.
The furnaces are identical. I mean, everything. Okay, so Ted, you're saying it's not as well known of a name, but you would be more comfortable selling the Comfort Maker brand over American Standard? I'm pretty sure you don't think American Standard is more known name than Comfort Maker?
I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm selling equipment, the brand that I'm selling is like the very last thing that comes out of my mouth.
Right. Well, when
I don't ever,
I'm not working for myself anymore, but I was the same way, Chance. I mean, brand was never really an issue.
Yeah, I never bring up brand really.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay. Well, Ted says he would rather sell ICP than American Standard. So, okay, I'll take it, Ted. I'll take it.
Okay, y'all are saying it's exactly the same, but if you look at an American Standard evaporator coil, the tubing on it is smaller than Trane. There's a lot more. It's smaller. I don't want to say 5-6 inches. No.
Hey, I'm not. Like I said, man, I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing, but I mean, I don't know if maybe some old stuff, but there's absolutely no difference. There's none.
Especially in the coils.
I mean, the coils. There's not even a sticker on the coil. There's no Trane logo. There's no American Standard logo. I mean, they're identical.
Guys, probably too much beer. Y'all are talking about American Standard. I thought you were talking about Ameristar.
Oh.
No. American Standard.
Sorry. My bad. I'm going outside to smoke. I'll be right.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
You know, I'll tell you what, Ted, I got to be honest, man. I'm pretty shocked that you wouldn't do American Standard.
Yeah, he said he can sell anything, but he also mentioned that American Standard wasn't as well known. So why would that?
Right,
matter?
but I would think that American Standard would be a much more well-known name than Comfort Maker, because Ted would sell the Comfort Maker brand. Not that it matters what brand of ICP you sell. I mean, because they're all the same. But I'm just shocked that Ted wouldn't sell American Standard. Well, that's true, Ted, and it's the same thing here. You know, when you say American Standard, they think about toilets. You're right. Well, York used to be a good piece of equipment before Johnson Controls got their hands on it. Because when my dad sold York back in the day, we had no issues with them.
Yeah, I run into a lot of the old York stuff. I don't mess with any of the new stuff, so I don't even.
No,
I have no comment on the new stuff really, but
no, the new stuff is complete junk. But you take like the Diamond series furnaces.
Yeah, I run
Diamond
those
80s
all the time.
Yeah, the Diamond 80s, the Diamond 90s, the Stellar series condensers. I don't care what anybody says. That was, I mean, we still have many of them out there that are still running leak free. But as far as a York today, no, I wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to mess with the micro channel. That's another thing with Ameristars, micro channel too, isn't it?
No,
it's not.
No,
I thought it was. I thought
No,
that's
it's-
what my American Standard dealer told me.
no, it's not. I mean, unless they changed recently. But as far as I know, that's to my knowledge, it's not. You know, one of the guys just asked about Linux.
Yeah.
I don't think
the whole
I don't
thing
think
about-
Linux is a bad unit, but you take like Ted. Ted's got a video where he changed out a system, a 25 SEER Linux.
Yeah,
It had like 2 coils on it. Something about humidity control. Linux just does a lot of stupid shit that's unnecessary, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's my opinion though, like on any of the brands, Linux, Goodman, Train, American Standard, whatever you want to throw out there, they're all pretty good equipment. I mean, they all use mostly the same components. The biggest thing, in my opinion, is just who you're buying it from. That makes the biggest difference right there.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, Linux, I think, I like Linux equipment. I like American Standard equipment. I like ICP equipment. They all make good equipment.
Yeah, and you sell Linux and American Standard? And I know we talked about this last week, but I can't remember. Do you push one more than the other?
I mean,
or
not really.
Or do you okay, let me not use the word push. Is there one that you like better that you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to go with this one because I like it better?
Probably Linux, just because I'm more familiar with it. I'm pretty new to American Standard within the last year. I've known Linux my whole life, but yeah, I know all their part numbers. I know everything about Linux, but I also like the other brands as well. But I like my TM for Linux. I like the distributor for American Standard.
Right. So now you do mostly gas furnaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do any air handlers?
Yeah, on like duplexes. So usually I'm 2-ton systems.
How do you feel about the it's Hyperion, but I think American Standard calls theirs the forefront.
Honestly, whenever I'm doing those, it's usually for like my rental companies. So I do Heil is what I use. Cause I get such good pricing. I get such good pricing on my heat pump.
Right. Shark bites on refrigerant tubing. Chance, have you ever used a Zoom lock, or what do you think about that?
No, I haven't used it yet. I want to.
Yeah. Hey, Ted, what's your opinion on that, man? I don't know that I've ever seen how you feel about Zoom lock.
It looks pretty slick.
Yeah,
it wasn't so dang expensive.
Yeah, we have them where I work at. I like it. I mean, to me, it's great. I haven't had any callbacks on the Zoom locks that I did when I was, working for myself. I had no issues. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Have you ever heard of a product called Multiflex?
No, I haven't.
Well, I don't even know if it's around now, but a couple years ago, it pretty much it's plastic refrigerant tubing, and we sold a ton of it. And every one, almost 95% failure rate, and that's what makes me kind of leery about jumping into something like the Zoom lock. Like,
right.
And I know it's different. That's copper.
Yeah.
This was plastic pipe, but
right. Yeah, man. I mean, all the Zoom locks I've done, I haven't had any issues at all. But I tell you what, though, man, you got to prep that copper.
Yeah.
If you don't prep it like Zoom lock tells you to, it will fail. That's for sure.
Yeah, we got one distributor in town that's stocking most of the Zoom lock stuff.
Yeah, man, it's just the fittings are so damn expensive.
I know. I'll give it a few more years. I'm in no rush to get into something like that. So give it a few more years, see how it goes. And
yep. Everyone's favorite meter. I like Field Piece. Field Piece has been good to me. To me, and Fluke, is great. But to me, for HVAC, I don't know. I like Field Piece.
yeah, Field Piece is nice.
Yep. UEI is good. I know a lot of people love that UEI DL429, I think it is. And I know they've come. UEI has redone the DL429, so it's supposed to be pretty cool.
Hey guys,
Matt, I know you don't have one, but Chance, I may have asked you this last week, but I don't remember if the answer. Do you have RE Michael?
No.
No. Anybody in the chat have an RE Michael where you're located?
I don't think we do. I'll Google it, but I don't think we do.
What? Not to change the subject. Okay, you know how everybody's supposed to be going to, or they're getting rid of the PSC blower motors?
Yes, my boss. Yeah, but just hold that thought. Remember last week we were talking about that. It's for gas furnaces only. Right now, the air handlers will, if the manufacturer uses PSC, they can still use them in air handlers, and it's not taking effect until July.
Okay, what have y'all heard about companies or dealers or whatever distributors going to a propane-based refrigerant? Is that true? That seems crazy to me.
Carrier has already announced that they're moving in 2023. They're moving to
R439 or something.
No, I think it's R454B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know I really don't know much about that refrigerant. I don't know if it's propane based or what. I have no clue. I tried to find a pressure temperature chart on it, and I can't find one. Anyway, what I was talking about with RE Michael, there's a few guys in the chat that say they have RE Michael. RE Michael released a video today on Facebook. They may have released it for y'all earlier, but I just saw it today. Fujitsu has released a forced air system, gas furnace, air handler, all that. Well, as I started looking at the video closely, I noticed that the equipment looked damn familiar. Well, come to find out, it's made by Rheem. It's Rheem equipment with Fujitsu's name on it.
Interesting.
Yep.
I
think it's exclusive to RE Michael.
John.
Yeah.
RE Michael's in Baton Rouge now, or
no? They're the only ones in Louisiana are in Monroe, Shreveport, I believe, and I know there's one in Alexandria. They're supposed to be coming to Lafayette and Baton Rouge soon.
be afraid.
Yeah,
I would almost. Go ahead, John.
I like Rheem. Some guys saying in the chat they like Rheem and Rude. I like Rheem and Rude as well. I mean, that's what we sell where I work. And I mean, you can see my shirt sleeve here. We're a Rude Pro partner. And I love their line of equipment.
Yeah, we have our distributor here is just a really small one. There's not much of it around here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of it in Louisiana. I mean, Rheem and Rude is really popular here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And that new line is great. It really is. Yeah, the TXV on a heat pump it's a little weird, but it's not bad. I guess Joel couldn't get a good connection. There was supposed to be several people coming in here, and I emailed them, and they haven't come in.
Is it Isaiah? Is he coming in?
You know, I don't know. Let me text him because he said he wanted to. No, Ream has went all aluminum, so they're not having coil leaking issues anymore like they were when they were copper. I don't know, Robbie. Man, Ream and Rude's pretty damn good equipment. That new line that they came out with, man, the new furnaces are sweet. The condensers are damn sweet. I mean, I don't know, man. I'd have to disagree with that. It's good. It's been good to us.
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about Ream. Just don't. I don't run into them very much. Very, very seldom. I know they always use like a 3 microfarad on their fan.
Yeah,
on the outdoor units.
I don't know if they do that anymore, but yeah, they were bad about that.
I never carry those because I never run into them, but maybe once a year, a couple times a year.
Right. Yeah, Joel just texted me. He's having internet issues. So he said he's going to hang out in the chat.
Hey, John.
Yay.
That GE air handler you posted, was that the old ones that had the filter in front of the coil? Like seriously old?
No, it wasn't that one.
Wow, that sucker must have been 40 plus years old, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, the data tag was gone, so I don't know exactly how old it was, but yeah, it had to be, about 40 years old. It was old.
See, we do a lot of apartments with old GEs, but it's an upflow air handler, and the filter literally is placed on the slant coil in front.
That's an apartment style air handler. They still make those, not GE, but like Goodman makes them. I think Train makes them. I know ICP makes them, and the filter still goes in the same spot. This air handler was just regular. The filter went, just went in a grill below it.
Wow. Now literally yesterday, we went to a training class on train furnaces. They're coming out with 34-inch tall furnaces, single stage or 2-stage, and the blower motors are variable speed. Does Ream still have? I remember Ream still had. Well, at one time, Ream had an air handler back in the late 90s, early 2000s that was less than 3 feet tall.
That's because the heat strips are built into the blower assembly, and that air handler, as far as I know, with Ream and Rude, it's not their go-to air handler like it was back then, but it is still available in case you're in a tight spot. But the basic air handlers are actually really big now.
They all are, every brand.
Yeah. But Ream and Rude does still make that tiny air handler.
Like
as far as I know.
You mean like
no,
it's
this thing is really short, and the heat strips are like literally built into the blower assembly. So you don't have that part of the air handler, and they're short. As far as I know, you can still get them if you need it, if you're in a tight spot.
Yeah, we used to call those heat strips like cattle strips or cattle guards or some crazy name
Yeah.
because literally the strips wrap around the floor housing.
Yep, that's right.
And they don't pull like, okay, as far as train, 5 kW pulls about 20 amps, 10 kW pulls about 40, 15, 60, you know, relative. But I remember checking amperage on those reams, and it was like 13 kW for a 10. I don't remember.
Yeah. They were weird because you had to, specify what kW you wanted because it was already built into the machine. So, yeah, they were different. But as far as I know, they're still available if you need them for a tight spot.
Wow. Yeah, and at one time, as I believe before this class, if you wanted a short train, a 34-inch train furnace, it had to be 90%. Now they coming out with some that are 80%. And supposedly that's because as you know, the closet, like we have nothing down south here that's in a basement or whatever. It all has to tie into ductwork in the attic. So space is limited. You have to either lower the platform, and you're lucky if you can do that because you got your return grill might be higher, So
Right.
I don't know. I was always a fan of Ream because that's what I learned on. That's what I learned to install and service. But since I moved down here, I moved over here 5 years ago, and it's been all train. So I hate to say it, but it's almost like train is learning from Ream. But I hate to admit it, and God forbid I ever tell that to my boss or the people I work for. But I love Ream. I love Ream and I love train. So
yeah, I don't know what it is about Lafayette and Train, but the only ones that don't sell Train are the little small companies, but all the known companies, they all sell freaking Train.
hey, do you know offhand what Isaiah and his dad, Mr. Ted, what do they deal? Are they Ream Rude dealers or?
No, they usually do Carrier, but they did do a change out the other day. I don't think Isaiah's put the video up yet, but he put in a Ream or Rude the other day. But Mr. Ted likes Carrier.
Hey, he reminds me so much of my uncle and probably of your dad. Like straight up old school, can feel the suction line and just know, with 410A, you can't really do that these days. You have to get super heat, sub cool. But I talked to Mr. Ted on the phone a couple times, and he's old school, bro. But he knows his stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm reading the chat. Yeah, Robbie, I've done some service on inverters. Let's see. Checker says inverters suck. Well, you better get used to it, buddy, because that's the future.
I was at the Carrier plant in Indianapolis probably 3 years ago, and they had a inverter in a Comfort Series 14 SEER platform. So it'll be coming out on the basic stuff here before too long.
Oh, yeah. It's the future. I mean, I hear so many people, that just, like there's a friend of mine on Facebook. He's in all the groups and he's got his own group, but his name is Ed, and I can't remember his last name.
Maynard.
Maynard. Yeah, I really like Ed, but he's young, he's cocky, and you can't tell him anything. I mean, and he hates inverters. He talks about how he'd rather go to somebody's house, have a contactor on the truck, have a capacitor, which I totally get that. But inverters are the future. Capacitors, contactors, it's coming to an end. PSC motors,
and
it's coming to an end.
Maybe it's just me, but all the inverters we put in and whatnot, they're so finicky or specific to ductwork. If you don't have enough return air or supply air, you're gonna have trouble. I see that with Train all the time. You got
Oh,
to
well, yeah.
have,
I mean, that's with any system. I mean, whether it's 14 SEER or 20 SEER, I mean, you got to have the correct ductwork for sure. But yeah, but with inverters, yeah, I mean, it's, the only thing I don't like about inverters, they're communicating systems tend to throw a code if the wind blows the wrong way.
Yeah.
So that would be my only objective.
now, do you
I mean,
know
other than that though, man, I mean, they're fantastic.
what have y'all heard about I know blower motors are going to variable speed. Have y'all heard condensing motors also?
No, I don't think it's got any.
that?
I don't think it's got anything to do with condenser motors. I think on your basic 14 SEER and all that, that's going to stay PSC.
I haven't heard anything about possibility of the 80s phasing out again. Has that been brought up, or is there another deadline for that?
The what phasing out?
The 80%ers?
Not here.
No. Well, you know how they talked about it a few years ago, right? You remember that? How they were talking about, getting rid of 80%er.
But Louisiana wasn't in that category. They weren't going to do it to us because
I thought it was going to be.
We don't need
No,
90.
I know
No, I
y'all were
know.
going to be in it in Missouri, but there was a line. And Missouri, yeah, they were going to do it. But down here, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, we weren't part of that because if you sell, I mean, there is no reason to sell somebody a fucking 90% furnace here. You're just making them waste their money.
Well, yeah. No, and I thought you guys were involved. I thought that was the biggest reason why it got voted down because down
you know
south,
what?
there's no point.
You might be right. I think I know what you're talking about. I think at one time we were involved in it, and then they redid it or some shit. Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I do think though that up north, like especially like above the Mason-Dixon line, in a couple of years, you're not gonna be allowed to do an 80% furnace anymore.
Oh, I know that's only come.
Yeah.
And all this goes back to the freaking government, man. Like the EPA, they want to save energy. Is that what all this is about? Like the variable speed stuff? Is that like, shouldn't it be the customer's choice, or it's
Nope.
it's all
it's all government, man. Just like 410A is getting phased out now.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
frustrating.
Yeah.
I heard that, man. And here I am telling customers that have an old 22 system, hey, you're going to need to go to the new refrigerant, 410A. They phasing out 22. And now I'm going to have to tell people they phasing out 410A. I thought that was a rumor.
I wouldn't
No,
worry
man,
about telling people that. It's going to be
No,
a
I
while
would-
for
Yeah,
410
yeah.
phases out.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be a while, but in 2023, Carrier is going to go ahead and release their new systems with the R454B.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Carrier did that with 410. They did, 20 years early with 410.
Right.
So,
Right. Carrier is always the first one.
And that's the propane-based refrigerant, right? That y'all were
yeah,
talking
but
about?
it's what I was reading though a couple days ago that it's like mildly flammable.
Yeah, I think it's mildly flammable. That's correct.
Okay, because it just scares me because you see these videos on Pro Talk and whatnot of these foreign countries and like mini splits and all this stuff blowing up, and people are commenting saying it's flammable refrigerant and blah blah blah. It's like, dude.
Well, we work with propane and natural gas already. I mean, that you learn how to work with it properly. It's minimize the danger.
But as far as like putting a torch on refrigerant, like I'm weary sometimes about unsweating a refrigerant line on an evaporator coil just because there's oil in there, and I've had it, flame up and all this and that. I'd probably never unsweat an evaporator or anything like that if I knew it had propane-based refrigerant. That's just me.
I'm looking at an ad on it right now, and it says Carrier has chosen R454B. Hold on, I lost my place. Yeah, as its primary replacement for 410A. Carrier will call this will rename this refrigerant as Puron Advanced. The new refrigerant will be offered in Carrier products from starting in 2023. R54B is mildly flammable.
Okay, well, that helps. If you say mildly flammable, that means you gotta freaking not know what you're doing, and
yeah, it says it's mild. It's mildly flammable.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Just another thing we gotta learn.
Yep.
You look at it, if the homeowner here is flammable or propane based, you may not see so many units sold online anymore after that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always some shit. What do you mean will 454B require new hardware? What do you mean
Probably
by
means
hardware?
gauges and stuff.
Oh, well, that's a good question. I don't know if the digital manifolds have that refrigerant in them or not.
Well, hopefully they don't change the fittings.
No shit, huh?
Like on mini splits, that would suck. We had to carry 3 fittings around.
Yeah.
yeah, I already have to carry a separate fitting for the mini splits. I don't know, what is it, like 1/2 inch or whatever it is.
Or whatever.
I think it's 5/16, and I think it's only Mitsubishi that does that, because I've been on some mini splits that
Gree does it too.
Oh, okay.
And Fujitsu too. Fujitsu, Gree, and Mitsubishi for sure.
Okay.
But John, I was gonna ask you, I noticed on your YouTube cover photo, I want to say cover photo, you have trains on there. Was that from whenever you worked for such and such company in Lafayette? Because I know you're not a train dealer now.
No, that's nothing that I installed. I just thought it would make a cool picture. That was a commercial job when I was working for myself. I was repairing a couple of those units, and I just thought it would make a cool picture for the Facebook group, so I just took a picture of the units.
Gotcha. Now, I meant to ask you this, and you would know, or Linux, if y'all were a Linux dealer, is Trane the only company that has came out with the plastic or fiberglass air handlers and whatnot?
To my knowledge, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the only ones I've seen.
I mean, they're lighter, but the Trane meeting I just went to, they had the guy giving the class said they had a homeowner that had a plastic air handler, and it kept tripping limits, high limits. It was getting too hot. It literally started melting that cabinet, all because the company was dumbass and didn't fix the problem. That seems kind of crazy, because the homeowner was even saying they smelled fumes, plastic burning fumes from that. I'm just undecided whether or not I like it being plastic or fiberglass or not. The sweating issue, there's no problem with that. I think that's why they went to it. These things don't sweat. They're good to go, but I don't know. it's hard to say whether or not I'm a fan or not.
I don't like them.
Yeah, I've never installed one. I've serviced them a couple times, but I haven't installed one.
Yeah.
On the fence, but I hate the panels, man. To have to put those panels on and off.
Oh yeah. And
It's
I don't know if
not,
they fixed it, but I went on a bunch of them when I worked for that one company down there. The doors would crack.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
and then
You'd go
we
on a
have-
job and the damn door would be split all the way down the middle.
we've been having problems. Not on air handlers we would install, but there's so many Trane Hyperion plastic air handlers down here, to where, see, unlike a lot of air handlers, those Hyperions, the plastic ones, they're positive pressure.
Yep.
It's not pressure. And if what I was getting back to, the ductwork, if the ductwork is sized wrong, whether return or supply, this thing spits water, man. It does not drain properly. It's messed up.
Yeah, I don't like them at all. I just think I think the idea is good, and of the way they break apart to install them, and all that. I just think that I think Trane released it too soon. I think they could have done a better job with the engineering.
That's exactly right. And that's even what me and my coworkers and we've been saying. It's like keep them in the factory long enough to analyze these things. They just wanted to be the first ones, and they released them out in the field way too soon. We've had trouble.
Yeah, I just think Trane was chomping at the bit to get that thing out, to say, hey, look what we did, and nobody else has done it. And I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the idea was good. I think they were on the right path, but I think they could have made some major improvements.
Yeah. Now I'll say in a closet model, Hyperion plastic air handler, Trane, American Standard, they're good. I've had no problems because it's gonna drain with gravity and you're good. In an attic, I'm not sold yet. Nope.
Well, the bad thing about a closet application on them is that the damn blower's on the bottom like a furnace, so they're loud.
Yes, exactly right. Yep, I've had to put a baffle. We call it a baffle. I've had to put several baffles screwed to the door of the closet.
Yeah, to quiet them down.
Because people are used to their older air handlers, which was negative pressure, and they get this thing and they're like, "Holy crap!"
Yep.
So.
Yep. Natural gas, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in, man. Another Canadian, man, which is awesome. I have so many Canadians that come on the channel, which, I mean, I love that. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Canada. HVAC, there's a lot of good Canadians on here that are in HVAC. That's pretty cool.
Hey, I'll give it to people up north, man. My wife, she teaches Chinese kids over the internet. She has a friend that says it gets to like -30, -40 degree wind chill. I'll give it to y'all, man. I don't know how y'all deal with the cold up there, but then again, y'all might say that about our summers. I mean, John knows we have brutal summers down here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy, that's for sure. Chance, how hot does it, like, what's a hot day up there or in Missouri? Chance, you still with us?
Oh, I've lost him.
Yeah, I think we lost Chance. Chance, you there?
Where's you? Hold on, John. I'll be right back.
Damn, Ryan, negative 20 and 100 plus. Where the hell do you live at?
And minus 20. That's a little too cold.
Oh, there you are, Chance. I thought we lost you there.
Oh, sorry. I got up for a second.
Oh, okay. What's a hot day in Missouri? Like a real hot summer day, temperature wise.
Oh, I mean, 95. I mean, it gets up to 100
Okay.
sometimes, but 95, that's hot.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of humidity too.
Right. Yeah, we do down here too. Oh, Ryan is in Montana. He said it'll get down to negative 20 in the winter and 100 plus in the summer. That's crazy.
Damn.
I mean, in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen Louisiana get into negative.
We had minus 20 wind chill last week.
No, so
That
we've never
was
had anything
cold.
like that. You know, in my lifetime, I know it's never gotten to negative. I don't even think it's ever got into single digits in Louisiana in my lifetime.
Really?
I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah, you're
I
not
don't think
missing
so.
anything, man.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the coldest I've ever seen it get in my lifetime here is in the teens.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
cold. That's cold enough.
right. You know, I mean, I've seen it get like to 18, 19 degrees, 17. I don't think I've seen anything lower than 17. Definitely no negative.
Yeah, we don't get into the negative too often, but every once in a while we will. And it's usually
Yeah.
wind chill. Our actual temperature usually doesn't get below, the coldest it usually gets is, 5 degrees.
And
Man,
here,
I
man,
know.
it's so wet. You know, when it's cold like that, it's wet. It's the wind just it cuts right through you, man. It's cold.
Yeah, that's how it is here too. Whenever it's cold, wintertime is always blowing, man. It's always windy and cold and
Yes.
just sucks.
Yes.
Yeah. What sucks down here is, see, my boss, he pushes a lot of heat pumps. Not this winter, but last winter, when it did get 20, it actually got 20 degrees or below last winter. I know John remembers. We had a lot of problems with heat pumps. They
They're
just
probably
can't.
freaking out.
Oh yeah.
That's it. They freak out about it going into default, and like a lot of houses, 68, 70 was the warmest it would get. And we had to explain to them, this is a rare winter, like
Yeah.
what
See when
Yes, the new you can join. If you want to put your email address in the chat, I can send you a link to this to where you can join up if you want to enter your email in the chat. I'm sorry, Chance, go ahead.
I was gonna say, whenever I run heat pumps around here, usually we're running 15, 20 kW. You guys probably aren't running that many heat strips on there.
Oh shit, no, man. I never put anything above 10.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time you really need it. I mean, I did pretty much nothing but heat pumps when I was in business. I mean, for the little bit of gas, that we did have over there, but I never had anybody complain if I did. The only time I'd go above 10 is if I was putting in a straight cool air conditioner with electric heat, which I hated to do, but some customers had a heat pump and it was an old school one and they didn't like it, so I couldn't talk them into a new one. Or their other family member would say, don't get a heat pump, don't let him talk you into a heat pump. And so after that I'd go above 10 kW.
Or are most of the houses there ran with natural gas, or is it most houses just all electric?
No, it's mostly electric. I mean, now in Baton Rouge is totally different. Mostly everything's gas. But back in Alexandria's a real small town. I did a lot of work out in the country. My best customers were out in the country, and there was no gas out there.
Yeah, unless it's propane. Like around here, You know,
Right.
we use a lot of
Which-
propane out in the country.
Ain't nobody gonna hook up a gas furnace to propane out here because it'll suck a fucking propane tank dry. I mean, we had a few, you know, but not a lot.
Yeah, I like working on just straight AC and gas furnaces. That's why I like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love working on gas furnaces.
Yeah, you're not working with 80 amps electricity going through like a freaking electric air handler with 20 kW
Right.
going.
Sending a link to somebody that wants to join in. Okay, the new I sent you the link.
Yeah, it seems like there's a ton of guys on YouTube from like Georgia and Louisiana, down that area,
Yeah.
the SEC area.
That's right, baby. SEC.
Hey, John, real quick, I know, I believe you said who you work for in Denham Springs, Baton Rouge. When y'all do a change out install, are y'all enlarging the return grills for 410A? It seems like my boss, if they're not up to par, 9 out of 10 change outs, we're making that return big.
410 shouldn't have anything to do with larger
Yeah, that's
returns.
exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean we do 5-inch media filters on everything. Like it's
Practical.
what's that?
My boss is pushing 5-inch media filters. They're called practical pleats.
Yeah. Hey Ricky, can you mute YouTube in the background, buddy? But yeah, you know, 410 doesn't have anything to do with it. A refrigerant. It's all about airflow. And I mean, yeah, you know, most returns are undersized, but we do 5-inch media filters on every job. I mean, whether it's 14 SEER or 20 SEER. And you know, so most of the time we get rid of the filter grill and just put a stamp face grill, because stamp face grills have bigger openings and they can handle more air than a filter back grill.
Oh wow! And so y'all put the 5-inch pleat in the attic like a return
Yes.
setup next to the handler?
We put the 5-inch media cabinet on the back of the air handler in the attic.
The homeowner doesn't complain about having to get in the attic or wherever to change it.
They don't have to. We do it on their maintenance.
Oh, that's a good money making. You know what I mean? That's a way to sell a maintenance.
Maintenance is not an issue for us. Our customers, my boss has got it's co-owned company, and their customers love them, and you know they stay with the maintenance, and we change their filters when we do the maintenance.
Y'all don't have basements down there, really, do you?
None.
You're missing out, man.
Oh, believe me, I know.
I hate when I have to go to
an
attic or a crawl space job, man.
Yeah.
Which
well,
is very rare.
And that's the thing. Louisiana don't really have crawl spaces. I mean, it's very, very rare that you'll see, a damn furnace or air handler underneath the house. It's rare.
Really?
So is it a standard one-level home, or they just do it with they just do one zone when they're building the house?
No, dude, Louisiana's flat. I mean, flat. So yeah,
okay.
it's single story houses. You know, I mean, now there are 2-story houses, but you know, it's usually, you know, a system downstairs, a system upstairs, or
Okay.
2 systems downstairs, 1 upstairs, whatever it needs. You know.
Yeah, thanks for having me come on tonight. Appreciate it. Anyway, thanks.
Oh, no problem, man.
Enjoy
Thanks
it.
for coming in.
Hey,
Really do
glad
enjoy
you
it.
Yeah, glad you can join, man.
Yeah, I ended up missing it the past couple times. I was busy. I missed it.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a good time,
when I
man.
watch
Just
Ted's videos, man, I see him. He's in crawl spaces every day.
Yeah, he is.
So, did any of you guys ever work on boilers?
No.
Not me. Nope.
Yeah, I
We don't
work
have
for
Where
it
you,
around here.
Where are you located, Ricky?
New York.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you got
shit.
a lot of them out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I was on here. Last time I was on here, I was looking for a job, and it just wasn't working out with the HVAC company. So I work at an oil company now, and I love what I do. I love servicing the boilers. I really like it.
Okay.
You know, so
Hey, not we don't have no boilers down here or whatever, but I follow this guy. A lot of people don't like him just for whatever reason, but there's a guy on these HVAC Facebook sites, Bill McManus. It seems like he does nothing but oil and boilers and whatever. He's out of Philadelphia. I got nothing but respect for the dude, but a lot of people don't like him. You ought to check him out.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in my group or not, but I mean, I don't have anything against the guy, but I know a lot of people dog him and make fun of him and shit.
Dude, yeah, it's because they're assholes, John. This dude.
Well, that goes back to the thing I was talking about in the Facebook group today when I went live. You know, those other groups, man. I mean, and not all of them, but you know, there's so many. I mean, you go through the post, it's nothing about heating and air. It's talking about how this guy's an idiot, or you know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have never seen so much immaturity in my life.
I think it might have been on yours. I remember they were bashing some guy for having a Walmart tool set. Like, you know, come on. It's like you got to go somewhere.
Okay, that was Isaiah, the autistic kid that's in my group.
Yeah.
And he's usually in the hangout. I don't know what's going on with him tonight. I haven't been able to get into.
Like,
I talked to him yeah, and you know, it's ridiculous. And
come on.
I talked to him earlier today, and he was supposed to come in here, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him tonight.
You know, but I don't know, that bothered me.
Yeah, and the guy, Bill McManus, I'm talking about on these other sites, they bash the dude because he would rather repair a unit than try to sell them a new one. You know, instead of trying to freaking be a salesman and charge the people $1,000 for a new one, he just wants to get them going. Most people can't afford a new system, you know, and
Right.
it burns my ass when they bash somebody that wants to repair instead of replace. You know?
Well, what's the average boiler replacement? You know, are they pretty expensive?
God, it varies so much. I mean, I just started in it. Like, I want to say anywhere from like $8,000 and up, $7,000
Okay.
up, depending.
Ricky, can you see the chat or no?
I haven't looked. No. I'm in a different window.
There's a guy that asked if you work with industrial boilers in New York.
No, I'm in the I'm probably about an hour, a little over an hour up, so it's the suburbs of the city. I just found out from one of the guys that in New York City itself, they have a lot of oil equipment, and I thought that was odd because I would have thought it would have been natural gas. But,
Right, but no, what he's asking is, do you work in the industrial field or no?
No, not at all. Sorry.
Residential?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you're out in the suburbs outside of Manhattan?
Yeah, about an hour up.
Okay.
Well, a little over an hour. Maybe like an hour, 15 minutes or so.
Right.
So I had jobs. I had a job in the city, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It wasn't worth
Right.
it.
I couldn't imagine going
I
to
was-
New York City.
I was installing mini splits. I hated it.
I can't
just-
imagine trying to run service calls in Manhattan.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no way, man.
I like the city. It's fun to do like on a weekend thing, but to work, trying to park and
Yeah.
parking tickets and
Yeah.
trying to get ladders and people in your way, tools. It was miserable.
Baton Rouge
Yeah.
is horrible with that, and Lafayette is even worse. I couldn't imagine. Oh my god.
Shit, I tell you what, Matt. Fucking Lafayette ain't got shit on Baton Rouge, man. The traffic here is horrible.
Yeah, like you ever around College Drive, around LSU's campus?
Oh yeah. I was there yesterday.
Yeah, like you ever around College Drive, around LSU.
Hey, Ricky, can you mute your YouTube in the background?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Can you mute YouTube in the background? We can
Oh, I'm
hear.
sorry. Yeah,
that's okay.
sorry. Yeah, I wanted to pull up the chat window. That's
Okay,
all.
yeah, because somebody asked if you're in Yonkers or Long Island.
No, Yonkers is probably about a half hour up from Yonkers. Yeah, I know exactly where Yonkers is.
Okay.
Yeah, nowhere near Long Island.
You a Mets fan or
You know-
Yankees fan?
Yeah, I'm really not. I would say Yankees, but I'm really not into baseball.
Well,
I've yet to
Giants
go
or
to-
Jets?
I don't know. I'm really not a football person. I gotta be honest. I haven't been to the new stadium yet, and I do want to go, but it's just hasn't happened yet. It's like
So
an iconic city.
Do both teams play in New Jersey?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me ask
the
you
Jets
this.
and the.
Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Do both teams use the same field?
I'm not sure.
The
I think they
football
do.
team does. The Jets and Giants, they share the stadium. They just
Okay, so
rotate it.
they do share the stadium.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And they just rotate everything out. Like I was watching a video on it. It's pretty cool. Like all the concessions and everything, like flip back and forth to, depending on what team's playing.
That's hilarious. Hey, kind of switching topics here because I'm sitting here playing with a pair of channel locks and what do you guys think, like honestly, about Harbor Freight tools?
I only
I'm
buy
glad you
Harbor
brought that
Freight
up.
if it's like 1 or 2 time use type deal. I need something cheap and just
Because I'll be honest with you, I went and bought me a couple little tools just like to keep inside the house if I need to do something so I don't have to walk to my truck. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it is what it is. I bought this little cheap 10-in-1 for like $1, and it's a piece of shit because this thing don't even hold in place no more.
My lead
But,
just got one yesterday.
Yeah. Now, but let me tell you what I am impressed with. These channel locks right here. These are one of the most heavy-duty pair of channel locks I've ever had. And they came from Harbor Freight. And I only paid like $5. But when I'm telling you, you ain't breaking these sumbitches, man. I mean, they're pretty damn tough. My opinion about Harbor Freight is I think you just have to watch what you buy.
yeah, definitely.
But these channel locks right here, man, I'd put them up against any major brand channel locks. I mean, they're
Really, see, I use.
I mean,
Klein
dude,
channel locks.
they're.
love
I
them.
know they don't look. They might look cheap on camera, but dude, they're heavy. I mean, they're thick. They're pretty damn nice.
The only thing I have negative from them is their generator. I got their little 800, 900 watt generator a few years back, and as I was trying to get it started, it was I don't even think I used it. Maybe I used it for like 10 minutes or something. But the plastic gear or something like didn't retract, and it ended up breaking when it started. And I went through like 2 or 3 of those cords, and I just gave up on the pull cords.
Was it the inverter one or just regular one?
No, it was like the regular one. It was like the $99 special one. I figured just to have, but otherwise, like I have a winch from them, off topic, but I really haven't seen a lot of anything really bad from them that I've dealt with. I have a 4-ton floor jack. I have impact sockets, 1/2-inch drive. Never had an issue with them. I got snap ring pliers actually that did break on me, but they were like
Yeah,
I bought one of those
pitch,
big yellow floor jacks, man. I love it.
I have a set of open end wrenches from Harbor Freight. I think they're Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
now.
Brand.
Now, given I don't use them hardly ever, I mean, we don't use open end wrenches a lot in residential. But I haven't had any issues with them. But then again, I don't use them much.
Yeah, everything I've ever gotten from Harbor Freight was okay, but a few years ago I bought a cordless drill. It was a blue drill. I don't even remember the name. I dropped it once.
Hercules.
And yes. but I dropped it and I want to say it broke, or it wasn't long after that. Like I wouldn't buy power tools, I guess, from Harbor Freight. But as far as like hand tools, maybe
I don't know. There's a lot of guys that just completely trash Harbor Freight, but I don't know that I'd completely trash them. I mean, I think there's some stuff that's okay. I know one guy that has several tools from Harbor Freight, and he's had no issues. But I just kind of wanted to throw that out there just to see how other people felt about it. We got a guy in the chat. Have y'all heard this? He said, what are our opinions of the law they're trying to pass to legalize the selling of refrigerant and AC equipment in big box hardware stores? I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that either. I mean, you can buy mini.
I know if you go to Home Depot, you can buy all the shit through Home Depot, but Home Depot hires a, licensed contractor to go install it.
Well, you can go online and look at mini split pricing at Home Depot,
right?
And actually buy it. And
you can buy forced air equipment on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Won't they void your warranty if you're not a contractor?
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said, isn't it? I thought the companies they'll void your warranty if you don't, like, you're not a licensed contractor.
That's correct. If you buy equipment off the internet, your warranty is void.
Like, I'd say maybe 90% of it, or is it everything?
No, it's everything. I know with Goodman, like, if you go to Goodman's website, on the bottom of the website, it says if you purchase our products online, there is no warranty.
Okay.
Hey, the HVAC hacker's in here. His name is Beal. He's in the chat. That's a good channel too, guys. It's called The HVAC Hacker. He's got some good videos. Yeah, he's got a badass. Yeah, he's got a badass light from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna go buy that.
I am too. That's a cool ass light. Beal, thanks for coming in here, man. I've never got to talk to Beal on the phone or anything, but I'm a huge fan, Beal. You got some great content, man.
My only suggestion for him is get like a tripod or something. A lot of times I can't see what he's working on.
Well, he wears a GoPro on his chest, and then sometimes he wears it on his head.
When you say a bad light, like flashlight or headlight, because
it's a flashlight. It's like a folding light. It's got a magnet on it. You should check out his channel, Matt. Have you ever looked at his channel?
No, I never have. That's why I'm interested.
It's called HVAC Hacker.
I just found him a couple days ago. I just started watching him a couple days ago.
Yeah, he's got some good videos, man. He's a good dude. He's a cool guy. Good technician too.
I literally just subscribed, guys. So shout out.
Yeah, you'll like his videos. He's got good videos.
Nice. Now, what? Speaking on this topic, what do you guys use for a headlight, or what do y'all use for a light? What do y'all have the best experience with? I'm gonna say I have the Milwaukee. Don't know the name of it. It's a Milwaukee headlight. It's got 4 or 5 different settings.
Right.
No rechargeable, no complaints. It's lasted me over a year and a half now. No problems. I'm more of a DeWalt guy when it comes to power tools, but the Milwaukee headlight, hands down,
Yeah.
best I ever had.
Let me address something in the chat real quick, and then we'll get back on this. I'd have to agree with Gary Black. Oh, no problem, Bill. Bill, like Gary, don't let the trolls upset you, man. I think I've seen a couple of your comment section where you got into it with the trolls. Look, man, nobody's been trolled on YouTube more than me, okay? Especially here in the last year. You just got to let it go, dude. I mean, you'll be fine. Just ignore them. That's the best thing to do. But other than that, man, you'll be fine. If you just got to learn to ignore those guys.
Who are you talking about? The hacker guy?
Yeah, the hacker. Matt, I got so many fucking lights. I have a Streamlight headlight. I really like it. I have in my Milwaukee kit, I have an M12 light, and I have the big Larry. It's like you get them at the supply house, got a magnet on the back. I don't know, man. I got so many lights. It's I like Streamlight products. Streamlight makes good stuff.
Yeah.
No, you're
quick,
good, Bill. I know you haven't been doing YouTube that long, but just a word of advice, man. I've been on here since 2012, I think. And I used to get into it with them, man. I used to make videos about it, but shit, man, nobody's been trolled more than me. And you just gotta just let it go, dude. And I know you're learning, and you'll be fine, dude. You'll be fine.
I think that's common for anyone that's got a lot of followers. Like I always hear about like the big YouTubers getting that. They're like, you're doing it right. When you have people thinking you.
Man, look, it doesn't matter. You can make a video following every damn thing to the T out of the installation manual, the service manual. Somebody's gonna find something to fuck with you about. It's all it is to it.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this. You think Donald Trump has thick skin? My main man, John Israel, that dude gets it just as bad as Trump, if not worse. And he's done more for, dude, he's done more for all of us than all these other cats out there. So they can say what you want, but look, he's still at it. You can't ignore the trolls. They're out there to make themselves feel good. And just that's how they get their that's how they get their anyways.
Yeah.
But
you know what? You know what though, man? I've it doesn't even bother me anymore. Like all those guys, I wish them, shop talk and all that. I mean, look, the bottom line is Zach does a great job. I mean, the damn software he uses, now he brings in, his logo on live streams, and he switched over into videos. And I mean, I don't know how to do none of that shit. He does a great job. Much, much better than I could ever do. So, and with all the giveaways and stuff, it's great. He's the best one out there for that. That's just not my thing. I mean, I'm pretty good with the computer, but I can't do all that. I mean, he does a great job, but it is what it is. It's if they want to continue to hound on me, man, they can do it.
Some of those guys just can't drop it. It kind of makes me laugh when I hear them still talking about all that.
Yeah. I mean, I still have people out there that send me screenshots of stuff, and I had you know, and the thing on Sunday night that they do, sometimes I watch, sometimes I don't. It just depends if I'm busy or not. But people will send me screenshots of how people in the chat are they still, you know, just are talking about me and stuff. And like they're saying, oh, he's watching. I guarantee, you know, it's like they're like a damn psychic. They know I'm there watching. And sometimes I do watch. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I don't watch every Sunday, you know, but I watch when I can. And most of the time I'll comment if I'm watching. But you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, I still get Facebook messages, you know, people Facebook me, and people are still making memes about me and stuff. And, you know, I got one guy that Facebooks me all the time, and the worst thing you can do to a troll is ignore
feed
them.
them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's feed them. Yeah, you're right.
No,
Yeah, but when you ignore them, oh, dude, they get so pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got this one guy, he tries so hard to get me to respond. I mean, he talks about my family, he talks about my kids,
wow,
everything to try to get me to respond, because and he makes memes about me. He sends me memes, and you know, he'll say, "Come on, fat boy, what you got to say about that?" and blah blah, you know. And I don't respond. And he can see that I read the message, because you know how on Facebook Messenger it shows if you've read it or not. And so when he sees that I've read it, he'll just keep, you know, sending them back to back. Come on, fat boy, what you think about that? And when it kills him that I won't respond. And then he'll take a break for a while. Like, I haven't heard from him in a while. But
you got to be kind of a loser to keep doing stuff like that. It's like, man, I've had people I've been pissed at,
right.
But you know, it's not that big a deal. I don't let it linger and bother me like these guys do with you, you know?
Right. I mean, like right now, he hasn't hit me up. It's been a couple weeks, and he hasn't sent me anything.
Could you just block him?
Yeah, I could, but
it'd be too easy.
Yeah.
I got you.
Let him keep sending it. I mean, I'm telling you, it pisses him off, because when I don't answer him, he just keeps sending it, you know? He gets fucking pissed.
That's exactly what you want. I love reverse psychology.
Right. I mean, he wants me to write him back, you know? I mean, he's talked about my wife. He's talked about my autistic son. I mean, everything to try to get me to respond.
Wow.
So, but
yeah, he's sounds like he's a big guy behind a keyboard, but
right. But like you said, I mean, how much of a shitty life do you have?
Exactly.
You know,
I feel bad for people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watch other stuff too. I know what you're talking about, John, when people just bring your name up randomly. I'm like, what's the point?
Oh, yeah. Just out of the blue, you know? Somebody will send me a screenshot. I mean, the chat goes from talking about a furnace to some guy just says something about the cheeseburger or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's so,
yeah, fuck those dudes, man. It's like middle school girls. My stepdaughter's in middle school. Anyways.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Moving on. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. But the thing about it is, man, is that on my end, you know, we all parted ways. I'm good. You know, I'm doing my thing and they're doing theirs. But some of this, and like I said, it's not them. It's not the guys you think it is. It's their followers that are doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's one of them that still kind of throws out some.
Well, yeah. Now Ralph, you know, he still makes a comment every now and then because he can't help himself. But you know, but it is what it is. I mean, that's, you know, Ralph's single. You know, he doesn't really have anything else better to do.
I thought he was married. I don't want to get into his personal business, but I thought.
No, look, man, I'm not going to get in his personal business either. That's you know, even though he's gotten all up into mine, you know, it's which is fine, you know. But look, that's a long story. I know the woman because I went down there, but I'm not going to talk about that. You know, it's that's not my place.
Gotcha. Okay. On a different
The touch screen yellow jacket manifold is sitting right there. See this Gary Black guy in the chat. He's a big buddies with Gil, so he's being all right now. But I don't know if he's trying to hint at something, and probably trying to hint if I sold the tool, because I have sold off a lot of tools lately, but so I don't know if that's what he's hinting at, asking where's the yellow jacket touchscreen digital manifold, but it's sitting right back there in a box. I still haven't unboxed it because I'm going to do an unboxing video of that. And I have 2 Navac vacuum pumps too. So, but anyway.
Hey, now in the chat, Nikolaos Separados asks how pressure static pressure is to y'all. The ductwork issue, that affects your superheat and subcool big time. If you have a plugged filter, or if you have dampers that are closed or whatever, you got to make sure all that's right. You know, before you start diagnosing a system on efficiency and if it's doing what it's supposed to do. So,
well, yeah, I mean, static pressure, you have, you know, your static has to be right, or you know it's going to fuck up everything else. So it's very important.
What's your thoughts on that vacuum pump, that rechargeable one? I can't remember who posted a video, but I remember
the battery operated one.
Yeah,
that's what I was just talking about. Actually, it's made by Navac. They sent me one to test. So yeah. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of it. And I'm going to be using it in the field. It's an 18-volt battery. It's only a 2 CFM.
Yeah, I remember that.
But when you use the proper hoses, you know, the half-inch Appions or the blue vac. What is the blue vac, or what, 3/4 inch? Does anybody know? Have y'all seen those? The blue vacs?
I've seen them. I don't use them, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. They're huge.
I think they're 3/4 inch. AK's got a video on that pump.
That's it. That must have been who I saw it from. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, pumping down a York system, and it did a pretty damn good job.
Unbelievably quick. You know, it's perfect. You know, you don't have to bring cheater cables out. You know, if you're on a rooftop or something, it's a great idea.
That is great for that, and it's also great for like new construction. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's great.
Okay, well, hey, Gary, if you weren't hitting at anything, man, then I apologize, honestly.
Yeah, someone's asking about flowing nitrogen. I always flow nitrogen when I'm brazing.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important. I'll be honest with you. There's been times when I haven't done it. I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah. But now, I do it. You know, it's important.
Yeah, and I'll say this. That's funny you say that. Literally just the past 2 weeks, the company I work for, we just started flowing nitrogen because we've had a lot of aluminum coils start leaking.
And I bet y'all have had some of them, a lot of them electronic expansion valves going out too.
Yeah, exactly. So our boss, hey guys, I know it's a hassle. Get that tank out the truck. We're flowing it now. You know, I always saw that on the Facebook sites and was kind of just like, whatever. But it seems like you have to do that so it doesn't oxidize.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference.
There's a big difference. There's videos out there on YouTube. Like if you type in brazing with nitrogen versus without, you know, there's videos where the guys cut open the joint and tap it on a paper towel with and without nitrogen. It's pretty damn big difference, man.
Yeah, and that's usually one joint. Just think if you're doing 10 joints, or not that many.
Exactly. But, and especially with all that, if y'all are selling, Matt, that high SEER equipment, that inverter stuff, and then TAMs with them electronic expansion valves, that's why you're having failures.
That's the main reason we're doing it now. You know, we kind of getting with the program, I guess.
Yeah, and like Gary just said in the chat, for those of you that don't have the Western Enterprise nitrogen regulator, you're missing out. It has a braze setting. So instead of using a regular regulator with a flow meter, or if you just kind of crank it and guess, you take this regulator and just put it on braze.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. I still use a flow meter or whatever it is.
Look, man, I think it's called a VN. There's like a VN 250, a VN 500.
Yeah,
I have the VN 500, and it's awesome.
Is that the regulator that has a setting for test, purge, and braze? That's what
test. Test, purge, and braze. That's correct. That's in my opinion the best nitrogen regulator you can get.
Can you manually adjust those?
No.
Or is it just those settings?
It's just settings. That's the only bad thing. Like if you really want to pump up the pressure,
yeah,
you just put it on. You put it on. Let's see. It's test. You put it on test, and that's when it'll produce. It's as much as it can. But no, there's no what do you call it? To crank or nothing like that. So, but it still works great, man. I mean, if you get the 500, it's up to 500 psi. So if you put it on test, it'll crank up to 500.
Yeah, I've just been waiting to break my regulator to go buy a new one. eventually I'll drop it in my van or something.
Yeah.
Hey, now what do you
see? And a lot of people are like the hacker just said, he's using Stay Bright 8 on everything new. A lot of guys are using Stay Bright 8.
Huh.
Are y'all familiar with that? I am. I know about it.
Yeah, that's what Steve Lab uses, isn't it?
Steve Lab uses it quite a bit.
Yeah, John Markle, he's a big cat on Pro Talk. He's big on Stay Bright 8. What is that, man? Is that like a soft solder?
It is, but it's got a really high silver count, and it does hold refrigerant pressure, no issue. I'm not in Pro Talk. I don't know how you stay in Pro Talk. That is the biggest drama HVAC group on Facebook. But I've been out of there for a long time. But Stay Bright 8 is a soft solder. It has a really high silver count. And you don't have to flow nitrogen with it because it doesn't get hot.
Yeah, it's real staticky right now. I don't know if y'all hear that.
Yeah, I hear that. I think it's you, John.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's you, John. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking for the volume button on my computer. This is my wife's computer, but yeah, is this
any better?
No.
Like when you say static, I mean like what exactly does that mean?
Like you're too loud.
Well, I mean, it's just staticky too. It's just not clear at all. And almost like an echoey too.
Yeah, I heard an echo.
Now I think you're muted.
Is that any better?
There you go.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway, Stay Bright 8 is a soft solder, but it has a really high silver count. It will hold refrigerant pressure, no issue. You don't have to flow nitrogen because you don't have to get it that hot. I mean, you can even use a MAP gas propane torch with it. So
yeah, that's what I was asking. So you don't have to use an oxyacetylene torch, and you don't have to float nitrogen. What do you use? Nope. Like a little turbo torch?
You can use an oxygen acetylene torch. I mean, but you don't have to crank it up. You can barely turn it on. You can use a turbo torch, acetylene only, B tank or MC tank, but really a MAP gas torch that plumbers use is all you need. Yeah, like the hacker said, according to Stay Bright 8, a Stay Bright 8 joint is better or stronger than a braze joint. So myself, I've never used it. So I have some. There was a guy on YouTube. I don't remember who it was or what his name is. He actually sent me that and the Flux to try, and I never tried it. But I do still have it. I need to try it.
You need a special flux?
You do. You're supposed to, I believe the hacker can correct me if I'm wrong. HVAC hacker, which his name is Beal. I believe you're supposed to use a certain flux with it.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. But from what I understand, you're supposed to use a certain flux with it.
Now, on a different topic, John, the company that you're with right now, what are y'all thoughts on dye in this system? And you other guys?
I don't like dye. It's messy. As far as I know, I don't think we use dye. I've never had to use it. I mean, I have an H10, so I don't need dye. You know, I know there's a lot of leak detectors out there. You know, great leak detectors like the Yellow Jacket, but I'm loyal to the H10, so that's all I need. I don't like dye. I don't like to put any of that shit into a system. You know, whether it's dye or stop leak or I don't know, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, I hear you there.
To me, that shit's just not supposed to be in a refrigerant system.
That's my boss's deal, man. He will not replace something that has a leak unless he physically sees dye. Like
it's not necessary, man. I mean, if you have a good leak detector, why do you need that?
We don't have
me and Jacob just literally, like, he wrote in the chat as soon as I said it, you don't need dye if you have a good leak detector. Dye is messy. It's there's just so many other ways to find a leak besides dye. And again, I just can't see putting some of this shit in a system, you know, stop leak, dye. That shit don't belong in a refrigerant system. I have seen stop leak.
I mean, I gotta agree with you. Everything they taught in school.
I mean, I have seen stop leak. I mean, destroy compressors and gum up expansion valves. We got a guy in the chat that obviously loves dye because he wrote in all capital letters, leak detectors don't always work. And then he wrote, dye doesn't lie. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. I've been doing this shit for 16 years. And for the last 6, 7, 8 years, I think, I've used an H10. I ain't never needed dye.
Okay, that sounds like my boss. He's like, if you can see it, it doesn't lie. But let me ask you this: how much does I've never looked into the H10. We don't trust battery powered electronic leak detectors. I know Yellow Jacket is big on their new one, but about what? Just if I want to run it across my boss, what's an H10 cost?
Well, the thing about it is that the 110 volt H10 like I have is not being manufactured anymore. They don't make it no more. Everything's battery operated. So you'd have to get the H10 Pro, which runs about $500. But your boss, I can tell your boss is old school. My dad is old school, but your boss is too old school. He needs to learn to try new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my dad is really old school, but my dad has gotten with the program, you know, and mainly because of me. You know, I tell him, Dad, you got to try new shit, and he understands that now. But your boss just needs to learn to realize that this is not 1989, 1990. This is 2019. You know, technology has come a long way.
Well,
I mean,
if you say the H10 is unavailable now, what would you go to? The yellow jacket?
the H10's not unavailable. The H10 plug-in type 110 volt is not available. They don't make it anymore. Bacharach still makes the H10, but it's battery operated. And it's still a great leak detector. It's called the H10. It's called the H10 Pro. Mine is called the H10G. The H10G is no longer being manufactured.
Do you think you might would want to sell yours, John?
Hell no. Hell no. Man, look, that plug-in one's not made anymore. I will baby that thing. I will send that sumbitch back to Bacharach because I know some people at Bacharach. They used to sponsor my podcast. And I'll send that sumbitch back to Bacharach and let them rebuild it before I'll get rid of it. I am not getting rid of that leak detector.
I don't blame you. I can't blame you.
I mean, I have never went on a leak that I couldn't find with that H10. I totally trust that H10. What kind of leak detector are you using, Chance?
Infocon.
The D-Tech or the TechMate?
The D-Tech.
Okay, good, because the TechMate sucks.
Yeah,
but the D-Tech is good. You know, if I had to pick another leak detector besides the H10, I think it would be the D-Tech. It's a damn good leak detector.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's really good.
Hey, John, another subject. Are you still a fan of a wet rag? You still use the wet rag? I recently bought it because you introduced it on YouTube. I bought some from Amazon about a month ago. Dude, love the stuff. Thermotrap is messy, nasty. The wet rag, no complaints. Just wondering if.
Oh yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. What about the new Yellow Jacket leak detector? I don't know, man. I haven't got to use one yet, but I've heard good things. You know, my boss was telling me the other day, and I didn't know this, but AccuTools, you know, the people that make the blue vac micron gauges and the hoses and shit,
yeah.
they have a leak detector, and I didn't know. And he said that sumbitch is pretty badass. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here talking about how Matt's boss needs to try new stuff. Hey, I'm always open to try new stuff. I'm not saying that I won't try another leak detector, but it's got to prove to me that it's. I don't know if anything will ever be as good as the H10, but it's got to be at least pretty close. For me to
the
have
H10's
faith
been
in it.
around forever, man.
Oh yeah, I mean it's top of the line. You know, and I'll be honest. You know, that talking about the trolls and stuff from earlier, but I'll be completely honest with you. I'll give the man credit where credit's due. If it wouldn't be for Ralph and YouTube, I wouldn't know about the H10. I really wouldn't. I did not know about the H10 until Ralph made videos on it. And I'll give him credit, man. He has a lot of people have bought that leak detector because of him and YouTube. And that's why I got it. And I love it. I mean, now I'll tell you what, man, I don't like the field piece leak detectors. I don't know if anybody out there does, but I am not a fan of them. I love field piece, but I don't like their leak detectors.
What about what are your thoughts on okay, basically with the company I work for, our leak detection consists of dye and nitrogen with ultrasonic hearing, like a headset with a
Damn, your boss needs to get with the program, man.
No,
God. My God.
I'm just telling
All right. So you're telling me y'all don't, none of y'all have leak detectors. Like y'all go out there, oh, unit's low on gas. Let's go get the dye out the truck.
Hey, this is how we do it. If it's low on gas, we are supposed to go to the evaporator or the condenser, look for oil, soap it. If we don't see nothing, we recommend the dye. If the customer
Wow.
goes for the dye goes in. If
you don't visibly see oil,
A lot of times I don't see oil. Most
dude,
of the
you
time I
know,
don't see
pretty
oil.
you know how many fucking times you got a damn leak and you can't visibly see oil?
Most of the time.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
bro. That's what I'm saying. The only time we'll go straight to nitrogen and the earpiece is if
Yeah,
it's like
the 1970 shit.
that's it. Hey,
Dude, you need to tell your boss. And if he ever watches this video, how you doing, Matt's boss? You need to tell your boss to get on YouTube, and he needs to try to, get with the program.
yeah, I mean it's out of my hands, but I mean
Hey, oh no, I'm not. I know that. And look, man, don't get me wrong. There's some old school tricks and shit that's better than new stuff. But then again,
yeah,
man, dude, y'all's job would be a lot easier on some stuff if your boss would just try some stuff.
yeah, I know, but I think what it was like maybe like there in our shop there might be a couple electronic leak detectors, but I can remember not for this company I was working for, but like for my uncle, we'd have some. You could go outside and touch the damn thing and the thing would go off. But then again, that's probably the sensors on the tip. I heard if you mess that up, they're junk. So
Yeah, so you know what? Gary just made a good point in the chat. Let me ask you this, Matt. Okay. If you went and bought your own leak detector and said, look, I'm tired of doing shit like this, I'm going to go buy my own fucking leak detector, how would your boss feel about you using it and making diagnosis like that?
hey, that's been an option in my head. He wouldn't be against it. So that's why I'm asking. What that's why I offered. If you could get the plug-in H10, you say no.
You cannot get the plug-in one anymore. But look, if you don't want to dump $500 on a leak detector, I reckon the D-Tech is good. How much is the D-Tech, Chance?
Oh, I don't remember. I think maybe a
let
couple $100.
Let me look at it real quick online, Matt. The Inficon D-Tech is a great leak detector. It's I don't think it's anywhere close. $500. Oh, okay, Matt. Do you ever shop at True Tech Tools?
I have not yet, but I know you have a code. Or at one time you had
No, I don't have a code anymore.
Okay.
Damn, the D-Tech's expensive, dude. It's $400.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's $400 on True Tech Tools, and the H10 Pro is $504 on True Tech Tools. So if you're gonna dump $400 on a D-Tech, I'd spend the extra $100 and get an H10.
Yeah, and see, I guess that's why my boss goes to the dye option, because they have 4 trucks instead of spending $2,000 on leak detectors for each truck. He figures throw the dye in there, and yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dye can get expensive too, though, man. I'm gonna go to True. I want to check out this leak detector my boss was talking about from AccuTools, the Blue Vac people, because he said it's only like $150, and he said he's been able to find all his leaks with it. Let's check that out real quick.
John, do you buy a lot of tools from True Tech?
Oh yeah, I love True Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's not a better place to go. Beal Spawn and his partner Eric are good people. And I mean, I just don't think there's a better HVAC tool website. I mean, that's my opinion.
And you know what's crazy, man, about all this? I don't think a distributor or whatever will warranty a coil if it knows it has dye in it or something. Somebody told me that, and I'm like, well, why do we even use dye?
I really don't know. Chance, do you know anything about that?
I don't know. I've never thought about using dye, so I never even.
Does anybody in the
knowing.
chat? Anybody in the chat know if dye voids warranty? Yep, look right here. Leak detectors. That's the combustion gas leak detector. There it is right there. AccuTools. It's a EL520 refrigerant leak detector. It's only $135. And my boss swears by this thing.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that if that's the case, for sure.
Okay, somebody in the chat said, we got one person in the chat that says dye does void the warranty. Thank you, Bill, but he doesn't have a Johnstone where he lives. We have a Johnstone here. One guy, there's another guy that said Lennox declined one of their warranties because it had dye in it.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if I'm a manufacturer, if you don't put stuff foreign in my system, I'm going to decline it too. And most of that stuff is usually meant for like out of warranty products,
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and show y'all this leak detector. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Chance, Matt, y'all see True Tech Tools?
Yep.
See that leak detector right here in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one my boss has. It's only $135.
And y'all swear by it.
Well, I've never used it. Now he's going to let me borrow his for a while because he's an H10 guy too. But he said that right now he would put this thing up against the H10. He said he has never had to whip out the H10, that this thing has found every damn leak he's went on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow his, and I'm going to find the leak with my H10 first.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to test it with this one and see how it works.
I look forward to the results.
Yeah, I do too. I can't wait to try it. So I for $135, that's a good deal.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Put the results for sure. Because
I don't know who has codes out there right now to help get a discount. I know Zach has a code, Shop Talk, but I think it's only for refrigeration technology products. Blue Vac. Oh well, this is an AccuTools product, so it would work on that one. But I think it's only for AccuTools, Blue Vac. AccuTools, Refrigeration Technologies, and what's that company that makes the blower doors and all that? Retrotech. Now I think Gary McCready, HVAC know-it-all, has a code for everything. I know Stephen Raridan had a code at one time for everything.
I'm sure he still does.
I don't know if he still does or not, but for some reason his code is only 7% off instead of 8%, which I mean that's not a deal breaker, but I don't know why his is 7% when everybody else's is 8%.
Yeah, wonder how he's doing with his business.
He seems to be doing good. I think he's in Kenya right now, though.
Kenya.
Oh, one of the guys said that Raritan does still have his code because he used it today. What is it? What is it? RARVID, something like that. Yeah, Shop Talk is 8%, but it's I think it's only good for RetroTech, AccuTools, and refrigeration technology products. Okay, Raritan's code now is his last name, Raritan, and it's 7%.
What the hell or what the heck is he doing in Kenya? I mean, none of my business.
Mission trip, I think.
It is. He goes. I think him and his wife go there every year.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know what? One of the guys in the chat, I forgot. Brian Orr has a code. Get Schooled, and it's 8%, and it works for everything. Man, I haven't been on TrueTech in a while though. They've picked up a lot of new products.
Hey man, just to kind of spice up the chat, what do any of you guys? I know John remembers. Y'all remember Fritz? Old Fritz?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
Oh yeah, here we go.
What's dude? I liked it. I like his videos. I like the dude, but where, like, I don't know.
See, I didn't like his videos really. He's the one that always had all that junk in the background, right?
Okay,
Yeah, like,
right. Now here's the thing.
Busy.
Here's the thing about Fritz. Fritz got called out because, you know, everybody was noticing that he was uploading videos at his house. You know, I mean, I got it memorized. It's so familiar. Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm Fritz Rochester. I'm a master contractor right here in Louisville, Kentucky. We're out here at my 2.5 ton 13 CR 22 American Standard heat pump, you know. And somebody called him out on it and said, dude, you know, do you even fucking go to work? I mean, all you ever do is film on your damn heat pump at your house. And, you know, he got pretty butthurt over it, and he pretty much quit uploading videos. You know, some people were, you know, just saying, look, dude, you know, if you don't have that much work, it's not a big deal, you know?
Well, I don't know how you guys video all this stuff, man. Like, you guys have a lot of patience to do all that.
Me neither, man. I would love to show half the stuff I come across, but I got more respect for guys.
I do too.
You know,
man, a lot of times it's not as bad as you think it is. You set the phone down or the camera, and it's a lot of editing when you get home.
Yeah,
a lot of editing. And, you know, that's another thing the trolls like to do is, oh, you know, you edited this out, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to. If you don't edit it out, shit, I've had videos that could go on for 2 hours sometimes. You know, you have to edit. Yeah, I mean, he did do stuff on equipment. It was his equipment. I mean, it wasn't just about that. It was some other stuff with Fritz, and I don't know, man. I mean, now he uploads a video. Now I know him and Steve Lav got into it big time. You know, Steve Lav still phrases him to this day on his channel.
Yeah,
loose
pipe
pull.
dope.
You know, Mama, and, you know, Next Level. Okay, see, here's the thing. The mama thing is because Fritz lives with his mama.
Oh, okay.
So it's not Fritz that didn't go around saying mama. It's Fritz lives with his mother. His mother's elderly. I think she's sick. In a way, man, I think they were a little harsh on Fritz about that.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Because my mother died at a very young age, about 5 years ago. She was only 53 years old. She had a massive heart attack. and she fell down and died instantly.
Oh my God.
If my mom was still here and she was sick and needed me, I would live with her or let her live with me, you know? So I think that and I'm not saying all of them, not all the guys did, but I think Steve took that a little too far. Because I don't know how they do things up north, but I know down here in the South, you know, your family comes first. I'd give anything to have my mom back in my life, you know, and if she was sick and needed me, I would gladly let her live with me, or I'd go live with her and take care of her. So I don't really agree with that part. So that's why Fritz does the mama stuff. You know, you'll hear him say stuff about living in mama's basement and this and that. That's where the mama comes from. He's picking at Fritz. And the next level thing, that was Fritz's like catchphrase, I guess you'd say. Everything Fritz would talk about was next level. Like he'd say, all right, you know, we got the iManifold, man. This is next level technology. So that's why Steve does the next level. And you both know Southerners say y'all. You know, we don't say use guys, and no offense, Ricky, because I know you're from New York. We don't say use guys or you guys or whatever. We say y'all. So
yeah, it's just where you grew up, what you're used to.
Right. Well, Fritz said that a lot. I say it. Everybody says it in the South on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
the way it is.
Yeah, you'll hear Steve going, hey, y'all. Yeah. You know, and he thinks he's just picking on Fritz, but he's actually fucking with everybody that lives in the South. You
That's
know,
right.
just because he doesn't say y'all. He, but here's my thing. Me and Steve got into it, you know, because, you know, Steve and Ralph are really close. And so Steve started writing me messages and shit about, you know, the whole drama thing and calling me a loser and, you know, just all kind of other shit that he said. Here's my thing about Steve Lav. I like Steve, you know, even though he doesn't like me and he's wrote all that shit to me. There's no doubt that he's got a great channel. He's probably got the best fucking HVAC plumbing channel on YouTube. I mean, the man's got almost 80,000 subscribers. Man, hats off to Steve. I have no, you know, he's doing a fucking great job. You know,
he's good. He's good with that.
He's killing it. I mean, the man's got 80,000 subscribers. He gets like 10,000 views per video. You know, props off to that dude. He's probably making $3,000 a month off of YouTube, if not more. So, you know, props off. But to go around calling somebody a loser when you're 50-something years old and you live alone with a dog and chickens.
Yep.
You don't really have much of an argument there.
That's and it seems like to me, and I like Steve Labb, whatever, but it seems like his life is go to work, come home, or go to work, make a video, come home, edit it.
Steve's life,
you know,
again, I'm not, you know, Steve talked shit to me in private message, you know, whatever. He's done it on the internet. He's, you know, he does it in the chat, you know, on these other things. Yeah. Jim Petnato did not like the fame of it. He was starting to get a lot of attention. I'm talking to the guys in the chat real quick, guys. He did not like all the attention that came with it. So he quit. But he's fine. Jim Petnato is a great guy and he has a great channel. But anyway, to me, you don't really have a leg to stand on to call somebody a loser when you're 50, almost 60 years old and you live alone with a dog and a bunch of chickens. Steve's life. Let me tell you what Steve's life is. Steve gets up in the morning. He goes to work. He comes home and he does a video. Steve films every job he goes on.
Yeah.
Every job he goes on, he takes out that camera. Now, that's why you see like Steve uploads a video every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day the man uploads a video. And it's usually dated back a good few days because he's got them ready to go. Now, that's why he's got 80,000 subscribers. And that's why he is getting all these views on YouTube, because he puts in the work for it. But Steve is a single, almost 60-year-old man that has nothing else to do. You know, the reason a lot of guys ask me, John, you'll do good. You'll upload a video every day or every other day or every 2 or 3 days.
Dude, you family
for like,
though,
yeah. And they say, man, you stay consistent for about a month, then you stop. And I know that people want to see me upload stuff. And look, believe me, I appreciate that. I mean, that means the world to me. But I have a family. And a lot of times, doing this on Saturday nights, it doesn't affect anything. This is because I don't have to edit anything or whatever. This is fine. But editing a video it's work, and sometimes it takes away from my family. So that's why it is what it is. But Steve lives his life for his work and YouTube, and that's it. I mean, that's all he does. He works and YouTubes. I mean, I've never heard of Steve talking about going out and, go and have a good time. Steve reminds me of my grandfather. My grandfather, my dad's dad. He passed away a year before my mom did. He was in his 80s, and he died of Alzheimer's. My grandfather was very well off. He was the man had money. Okay, I'm just going to be blunt. I mean, he had money, but he didn't show it. If you went to my grandpa's house, saw the truck my grandpa drove, the way my grandpa dressed, my grandpa just an old country man, you would never know that he had money. But my grandpa never enjoyed his life. He just let that money stack. You know what I'm saying? Him and my grandmother, she passed away just a couple months ago, his wife. And they never enjoyed themselves. They had all this money and they just let it stack. They never left the house. And that's what Steve reminds me of. He's a guy and Steve has money. He'll tell you, because he brags about it. He brags about how much money he's got. But he just lets it stack. And I guess that's, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm the kind of guy I look at. If you're fortunate enough to have that kind of money, try to have some fun in your life. Because you sure in the hell can't take it to your grave with you.
Yeah, all I can say is I know he has money. You can tell by how many videos he does and whatnot.
Yeah, and he brags about it. He's he'll tell you, it's not about the money. I got money. So, but I'm not denying the fact. I'm not sitting here saying Steve's a bad technician, because he's not. I'm not saying he's a bad plumber, because he's not.
But you don't talk about people like he does.
And he makes great videos. He's consistent. He uploads them every day. And he's the king of, in my opinion, he's king ding-a-ling when it comes to plumbing and HVAC on YouTube. He has passed up Gray Furnace Man. Gray Furnace Man had more subscribers than anybody when we all started this. And Steve has passed him up. Steve is about to hit 80,000 subscribers if he hasn't hit it already.
Yeah, he's really grown over the last year, seems like. Steve has.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sitting here dogging the guy. I'm not. I'm just, because all that stuff, you can't deny it. I'm looking right now to see how many subscribers he's got, but I know he's damn close. He's got to be damn close to 80,000 if he hasn't crossed 80,000 already. Yep, he crossed it. He's about to hit. He's fixing to hit 81,000 subs.
Yeah.
He's got 80,939 subscribers. I mean, that's great. I mean, I got 21,000 subs and I'm over the moon about that, you know, and it's taken me, you know, fucking how long have I been on here? 6-7 years, you know, and Steve came on, a couple years after I did. So, you know, I mean, there's no telling how many subscribers he averages a day. But yeah, all the mama and the y'all and the next level, that all comes from Fritz. You know, he'll film his dog taking a shit and he'll go, "Oh, she's taking a Fritz, mama. She's taking a Fritz." Yeah. You know, I mean, he's obsessed. I mean,
yeah,
you can say what you want, but he's obsessed. And this is Steve and Fritz had their falling out like 3 years ago, and he's still obsessed with it. I mean, he'll film his dogs taking a shit, and it's, "Oh, look, mama, she's taking a Fritz."
That's right, and that's wrong. But what? And I came in late. Why did they have the falling out? Did Fritz call out Lab, or Lab called out Fritz? Like, what's the problem? Why can't they just?
You know, man, I don't remember, but if I had, at one time we were all great friends, including Steve and Fritz, and
that's what I've heard. But
if I had to guess, Steve was the instigator, because it does not take much to trigger Steve. I mean,
no, you can tell in his videos.
Exactly. I mean, and like, I've confronted him about the way he talks to his customers.
Yes, exactly right. I hear that, man.
I mean, I don't know if up north, if that's common, but you can't do that shit down here.
No,
I couldn't
not
do that.
down south. Nope.
I mean, the way he talks to his customers is unbelievable.
I'm surprised they still mess with him. You know, I heard that, and it's funny you say that, because I'm like, bruh, the customer's asking a question and he's snippy and rude with him. And I'm like, wow.
I think they're just used to it up there, you know, the Northeast, you know.
I think they are too. I think that might just be the way that they are.
I think so.
But I know
not
that
just Steve. I think it's a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's very rude to his customers. I mean, you couldn't get away with that shit down here. I mean, there's no way.
And customer service, I feel like, should be big anywhere. You know,
like, I agree. I mean, but
no matter where you live.
I mean, because, you know, he'll have the camera set down on a tripod or something, and he doesn't care. He does not give a shit who's around. He's gonna fucking film it. He does not care. And I mean, if you go back to and just listen to the way he talks to these people, it's like, holy shit, you know, it's crazy.
Let me ask you this: being down south, is it more about like being family oriented and a lot more like?
Oh yeah.
Like, I guess that's just part of the Southern way.
It is. I mean,
like,
yeah.
You know, like as much like, you know, like willing to help somebody or willing to go the extra mile and like just doing it because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, bro. Down here, everybody kind of lives by do unto others as you would have done to them. You know, it's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You as if it was your house. That's just me. I know, John, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I can go to somebody's house that's younger than me, and I'm still going to say yes, sir, and no, ma'am.
I do same.
To him or her, even if they're younger than me.
And that's just the way it is down south.
That's how it is down
everywhere, but like it's rare. It's like, what's wrong with you? How were you raised? I guess is that what people are thinking? You're not gonna.
Right now, like Beal said, the HVAC hacker, customer service only goes so far. A customer has to respect us. I agree with that.
Well,
now, if a customer wants to get out of line with me, that's a different story. I can get out of line with them too. But the thing about Steve is these customers are just coming down there asking questions, and he's like, well, for fuck's sake, guy. I mean, that's just how it is. You know, and it's like, God. I mean, you know, you can hear the customer in the background. Hey, Steve, what's it looking like? Or, you know, and he'll say, oh, well, it looks like that, you know, this part's bad. Well, okay, so how does that happen? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's just something that happens, guy. You know, and it's
you're paying you good money to fix it. Like, you know, they want an explanation. Like, you know, they call you for a reason. They're paying for your knowledge.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've even heard him tell one customer, "Look, guy, just let me do my work, okay? Just let me do my work."
Oh, he says that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he'll tell the customer, "Look, guy, let me do my work, okay? Let me do my work."
But most of the people don't even sound offended, like they're used to it. You know, that's how they're spoke to all day long.
If you did that to somebody here, they'd be like, "Oh well, fuck you then. Get the fuck out my house." I mean. It's crazy. I don't know. It's a whole different world across the Mason-Dixon line. No offense, Ricky, at all. I mean, it's just, you know.
Oh God, people in upstate are assholes. I mean, it's flat out. It's straight up. Everyone's just like, fuck you. You know, because I've been like not down south. I guess the furthest south I've been was Delaware and Florida. But it's just like it's so different, like from what I'm used to. Down.
I mean, I know that people in Massachusetts and the Boston area, you know, they can, and I don't think he's far from Boston. You know, because Steve has that Boston accent. And, you know, I know that those people are assholes. And, you know, just like the people in Philadelphia, I'm assuming all of y'all know who Andrew Dice Clay is. Seriously. None of you motherfuckers know who Andrew Dice Clay is.
I'm from down south with you, John. I know he's a loud mouth, tell it like it is. I don't want to say Yankee.
He's a comedian.
Yes.
He was really popular in the 80s. But I mean, he's still known. But anyway, he's like fucking, I think he's Italian. He's from Brooklyn, I believe. He tells a joke where he said the people in Philadelphia are assholes. He was walking through Philadelphia and he said, "Hey man, you got the time?" And the guy told him, was like, "What do I look like fucking Big Ben to you?" Or some shit like that. I don't know.
That's the truth. That's really the truth.
I mean, he's like, the guy just walked up to him. He's like, "Hey man, do you have the time?" And the guy's like, "What do I fucking look like Big Ben to you?" It's like, God damn, you know? Holy shit.
Or it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, down South Shore, would you like, be like, "Oh, you want a drink too? Oh, you need the time?" Like,
I mean, yeah, if you were walking down the street in fucking New Orleans or something and you said, "Hey, you have the time?" "Oh, yeah, man, shit, it's 9:30. All right, thanks, appreciate it." You know, these fuckers in Philadelphia fucking cussing you out because you asking them for the time. Well, since none of y'all know who Andrew Dice Clay is, Ricky, do you know who he is?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, Chance, you don't know who he is either? Okay, fucking YouTube him. after this is over, he is fucking hilarious. I'm telling y'all, he is. You'll be glad.
What was the name again?
Andrew Dice Clay. I'm telling you, y'all are gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm glad John told me about this dude." I mean, he is fucking hilarious. You know, if as long as you're okay with profanity and sexual shit, If you're not okay with that, then don't watch it. But if profanity doesn't bother you and sexual talk doesn't bother you, then you'll like this guy. People in the chat, do y'all know who fucking Andrew Dice Clay is? I can't believe that you two don't know who Andrew Dice Clay is.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, man. I've actually seen him live about 4 years ago.
Isn't it crazy that both of us down south know of this dude, but up
Yeah,
north?
and this dude is from fucking New York, Ricky. There you go. The hacker knows who he is. Bill knows who the fuck he is. Okay, see, he's really famous for
Close to my dad's age.
He's really famous for recreating nursery rhymes. Like he takes nursery rhymes and turns them dirty. You know, it's fucking hilarious. Yes, he was the man in black, and on the back of his jacket, it said Dice, and it had a picture of a dice. He smokes about two or three packs of cigarettes while he's on stage. So, I mean, he's hilarious.
Hey, okay, back to HVAC. John, real quick. When I moved here from Baton Rouge 5 years ago, doing new installs, like new construction, when we put in a furnace, it was code to have sheetrock under the furnace on top of the platform.
Yeah, it's code here too in Baton Rouge.
Dude, in Lafayette, was it like that in Alexandria?
No.
In Lafayette?
No.
Yeah. Okay. What about auxiliary drains, secondary drains off the pan?
Mm-hmm.
In East Baton Rouge Parish, new construction, you did not have to have a drain off the overflow pan. Livingston Parish, right across the Little River, you had to have it. Lafayette.
I live in Livingston Parish. Alexandria, I can't remember if they made. Yeah, they made us run it. Yeah.
Okay, because see, that's my grandparents were in Livingston Parish, and when we did a job over there, you had to run your drain outside. East Baton Rouge.
Do you okay? Chance and Ricky are probably like, "What the fuck are they talking about parishes?" Do y'all understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Okay, Louisiana is the only state that still has parishes. Y'all have counties.
Yep.
Okay.
We're different in Louisiana.
Y'all have
completely different from the rest of the United States.
Yeah. Now I know. Okay, in North Carolina, I'm sure they have attic systems. I don't know about. But what we're talking about is the pan under the air handler or the coil.
Oh, holy shit! Hold on 1 second. Homer, your parents live in Ville Platte, dude? Seriously? I'm waiting for this guy to answer me.
Ville Platte's not from Lafayette either. It's about halfway in between Lafayette and Baton Rouge, and I guess Alexandria.
Yeah, Ville Platte is it's kind of outside Opelousas.
North or south of Opelousas?
Yeah. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not south of Opelousas. It's
east or west,
guess,
maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I don't know why we, Homer. I'm originally from Mamou. That's where me and my family are originally from. And if you're,
that's the Mardi Gras.
Yeah, if your parents are live in Ville Platte, you have to know where I'm talking about. But I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh, I don't know why we have parishes instead of counties. It's something about our law. Our laws are different from all the other states, which is why we have parishes and instead of counties.
You don't think it has something to do with all the Catholics down here? Like you hear the Catholic religion, they have like parish. I don't know, man.
No,
I
it
think
has
it's
nothing to
something
do with that. It's got something to do with the law, our state law. We're under a different law system than the rest of the U.S. There's a name for it, but I couldn't fucking tell you what it is.
Goes back to the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah, it has something to do with that. You're right. I'm not sure what the deal is, but yeah, you're exactly right. Your niece goes to high school in Mamu. That's awesome, dude.
Hey, is it true y'all still do the chicken in Mamu? They ride on horseback and
absolutely
you jump off.
Absolutely.
Wow, I love that. Never saw it, heard of it. Love to see it.
For everybody that wants to know what Matt is talking about, it's too hard to explain. Get on YouTube and search Mardi Gras in Mamu, Louisiana. Mamu is spelled M-A-M-O-U. That's the best thing I can tell you to do.
Is crawfish
YouTube it.
Big thing in Louisiana, like all Louisiana? Because I definitely heard it's like known for that.
Say that again.
Crawfish, is that like a known thing?
Oh fuck yeah, man! I mean, we're the home for that.
Okay, I heard it. I didn't know if it was true or not.
Oh yeah, we're the home for that. That's a Louisiana thing.
I believe
just like kind of like you guys are. New York's known for y'all call it a pie. We call it a pizza.
And a cheesesteak, a Philly cheesesteak, I believe, is up there. I don't know.
I gotta ask you, it's like we call it a sandwich, or do you guys call it a hoagie? Or
no, we call it a sandwich.
There's some places that call it hoagies.
That sounds like something y'all would call it.
Or a wedge.
A hoagie, I've never heard that.
Not a fucking hoagie. You know,
sounds like what we call people from New York and stuff.
Yeah, no, and we don't call a pizza a pie. It's a fucking pizza. If down here, if you say you want a pie, you're talking about a fucking chocolate pie or a dessert, not a fucking pizza.
I gotta tell you, and there's like so many pizza places in the city, and it's all like garbage. Like there's nothing special about it.
Well, I heard that New York is like the place to go if you want to eat a pizza.
If you find the right places, like it's like every corner they have like I probably haven't looked in the right spot. I haven't been in the right spot when I got in pizza, but it's like any of the pizza I know, like I see nothing special from these pizzas.
Okay,
but I guess you got to hit the right one.
Hey,
right.
Crazy, man. What I learned a couple years ago about New York, when you hear New York, everybody thinks of like New York City, traffic, filled people, but there's like beautiful countryside in New York. Like, am I wrong here? I've heard there's like the countryside of New York is
like way upstate, almost like Canada, like the border of Syracuse up that high, near the Canada border. Yeah, there's a lot of farmland up that high.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I took a motorcycle ride a couple of years ago, and we just took off and just drove on the highway, and we were amazed how much farmland it was up there.
Yeah. But like, no, as like far as calling sandwiches a hoagie, I've heard of that strictly up north.
I've heard of like a hoagie bread.
That might be where it came from.
I think that's like a Subway down here. John. Like, I don't know if they have Subway up there, and not the train I'm talking about, but the sandwich
Yeah,
place.
we have Subways.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard that before.
Have you guys ever been to Mardi Gras?
Oh yeah, Mardi Gras. Yeah, I used to be one of the guys on horseback chasing the chickens and shit.
The only thing I've
Yeah.
seen is like on the TV shows where they show like the cops following them around.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I mean, I hear it's pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mardi Gras in New Orleans, that's probably what you see. Mardi Gras in New Orleans is crazy. It's the streets are packed. I got arrested when I was 17 at Mardi Gras in New Orleans for taking a piss on the side of a building. It's all a racket down there. Yes, you get arrested for that because I was 17 years old. You have to have money to use a porta potty down there, a porta john, a can. You either have to pay $1 or $2 to use a porta can, or if you want to go in a place of business or a restaurant, you have to have a receipt. I was 17 years old, no money, had to go on side of a building. Next thing I know, arrested, $500 bail.
Holy
It's
shit!
a racket.
Fuck, I probably would have did the same thing. To fucking find like a dark street.
Look, man, Mardi Gras in Louisiana is bigger than Christmas. I mean, it's like Louisiana's Christmas. I mean, it's a big deal.
It's no lie. It's like huge.
Yeah.
It's probably like, you know how New York has the New Year's Eve.
I was kind of gonna say that. I was thinking that if it's the equivalent, where it's like I wanted to, but everyone says I'm gonna hate it because it's gonna be way too packed. It's just gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal here. I mean, it's huge.
Like it's usually like 5 or 10 degrees at that point. You're freezing. You know, you're all packed in. It's like miserable.
Yeah. From New York, and I don't want to turn this into politics, but do most New Yorkers, do they like Donald Trump or are they against Donald Trump? It's hard for me to gauge that.
Okay. I don't think so.
Know?
Don't tell me you like Cuomo.
Oh God.
Dude, yeah. I don't want to get started, but
oh God. Well, here we go. We got a politics thing. No, I want to say a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like him. No, they don't.
Is it because it's mainly a Democratic state, or it seems like
it is a Democrat state. I mean, Hillary won New York in the election.
Yeah, she did, and you know, it was Florida that did it. It was all the old timers, all the seniors down in Florida that.
Florida's always a swing state. Republicans always win the South. They always win the South, except Florida. You never know which way Florida's going to go.
You know, I feel like everyone that's actually worked for a living and actually had to earn their way understands that.
Well, anybody that has followed me on YouTube or is friends with me on Facebook, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a huge Donald Trump supporter. I mean, I've supported him ever since he announced that he was running. So,
yeah, I don't even know how you could live in New York with Cuomo when they were trying to pass up there with killing babies that are a week old, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I don't like him at all. 2 things that bothered me. Where are you from? Was it Chance?
Missouri.
Okay, you guys. Yeah, I'm the only one that's up this high. But he renamed a major bridge that was like a huge project we did. He renamed after his father. That really bothered me.
Yeah, the whole Cuomo family are worthless.
window tint law he implemented. You know, where like the cars you can't have window tints on your car. That bothered me.
Wow.
You know, I mean, they were strict. They were like kind of strict on it, but it was like, you know, every year you got to get your car inspected.
Okay, so you're telling me you can't have any kind of window tint?
You're allowed 70% of light to pass through, but the factory tint's like 25 anyway, so it's like,
Right.
yeah, they were always strict on that. But like, you know, when they wanted to be ball busters, they'd write you a ticket for it. But now it's like they can't do anything. Yeah, now you like can't have any. You guys could probably have them as dark as you want down south.
No, there is a limit. There is a limit down here. They will write you a ticket.
Yeah,
is it like
pretty much everywhere?
Yeah.
If they want to be a ball buster, or they'll just like they'll pull you over just purely for that?
No. I mean, all my vehicles have always been illegal tinted. I mean, I've never heard of anybody getting pulled over just because the cop went, "Oh fuck, his tint's too dark." You know,
yeah.
It's usually if they pull you over for speeding or something, and then they see your tint, they'll put a gauge on it. And depending on the cop, some cops will give you a warning, won't even write you for it. They'll just write you for the speeding or whatever they originally pulled you over for. Some cops will write you for it. There's even some motherfuckers around here that'll make you peel it off right there on the side of the road.
Damn. I mean, I know they probably could impound your car too because you're violating like traffic laws. But like that, you know, if you're being a dick, and you know,
the state troopers here are dickheads. Louisiana state troopers are assholes.
I think that's everywhere. All state troopers.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what it is about state troopers, but they're dickheads, and they're the ones that'll say, "Okay, peel it off."
Like I think Virginia's state troopers are like known for, you know, being like super strict.
I mean,
it's how it is down here too, bro.
But it's 7 you're heaven, 8 you're great, 9 you're mine. Is that a saying?
I've never heard that.
Oh, someone told me. I don't know where they were from, but I know they were from the South, and they said that.
Well, I know the fucking state troopers here, they're fucking assholes.
Yeah, the only time they really kill them is like some punk ass kid with their like really loud, obnoxious car, and you know they're just being a jerk.
Yeah, it's crazy how I mean, not every single one of them. I mean, there are some state troopers out there that are cool, but most of them are assholes. You know, they wear the big fucking hat, the round hat here. You know, they think they're fucking Billy Badass.
On a power trip that got bullied in high school. They're taking out on the rest of the world. What did?
Yeah, it's a power trip. Down here you don't mess with state troopers, and
fuck no.
A lot of it down here is like backwoods justice, man. You got to be careful. You know, I don't know. It's I don't know. I'm not getting into it, but you got to be careful. You know.
I just want the person. Definitely not gonna say their name right, but my work truck is blacked out. Similo on 2468. On commercial vehicles, you're exempt. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Natural gas, yeah, they can. For whatever reason, on commercial vehicles, it's not part of the requirement, from what I'm told.
Now down here, you can get a doctor's excuse for your eyes, and they won't fuck with you.
Yep.
Or if they do, you can say, "Here, I have a prescription." Or
it's very hard to get.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Hey, up in New York and Missouri, you guys, y'all see any propane converted furnaces to where natural gas isn't available and you have to convert to liquid propane? I didn't see that much in Baton Rouge, but out in the swamp where I'm at, Abbeville, it's when people want gas.
Like I live out in the country, and there's no natural gas; it's all propane.
Yeah. Speaking of that, guy in the chat asked, "What's our favorite combustion analyzer?" I've had the Bacharach. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. The Bacharach, whatever it was, and the Testo 320. I really liked them both. The Testo 320 had a better screen, better display.
My company has those, the Testos. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah. And I think it was a Firite, Andrew, or the Insight, something like that. I really did like the Bacharach. I did. The Testo is great too. Like I said, it's got a bigger. I don't know. I don't know if it's bigger, but like a more displayed screen than the Bacharach. But
hey, now
as long as you get a Testo or a Bacharach, you can't go wrong with either one.
Now, crazy as a stupid and idiot, combustion analyzer. That's to determine if a furnace is producing carbon monoxide, right?
Well, a combustion analyzer does much more than that. I mean, it tells you everything about that furnace. It tells you how efficient the furnace is running, the oxygen level, the CO. I mean, it tells you your excess air. I mean, everything. It tells you everything.
Okay. Now, y'all, John, is that how y'all tell if a heat exchanger is cracked?
I mean, the best way to tell if a heat exchanger is cracked is to see it.
Yes.
But,
okay.
But with a combustion analyzer, from what I was told, and I've seen through some fucking manuals and shit, when you have your analyzer in the flue, when your blower motor cuts on, if your oxygen level jumps up, they say the heat exchanger's cracked.
Yeah.
I remember that happened to mine years ago. I don't know how. I remember way before I got into this, I was so young, and they ended up having to do like an emergency change out. I remember him telling me you can fix it. I think he said something to do with like discolor. I don't know what the guy said, but
yeah,
funny.
Yeah, if that oxygen level just jumps when the blower comes on, then supposedly your heat exchanger's cracked. But I mean, you want to always try to get a visual on the heat exchanger, which I know it's hard to do for us, especially here in the South. The way I do it is I pull the blower motor. You pull the blower motor and you can see the heat exchanger.
You just look for cracks with the flashlight.
Yeah, and I'll take an inspection mirror, and run a long inspection mirror, run it up in there with a flashlight and all that. But in an attic, it's hard to look at a heat exchanger. If there's not a transition in between the coil and the furnace, if the coil is just flush up against the furnace, which most of the time it is here, it's really hard to look at the heat exchanger. So the only way you can look at it is to pull the blower motor and look at it that way.
Exactly. And that's how we do it over here. The only way we're able to tell is you pull the burners, pull the jets, or whatever you want to call it, stick a light in there, and either pull the blower, well, both, pull the blower and hope to God there's a transition where you can cut an inspection door. And if you see light with, through the chambers, then that's how we tell it's busted. Call it old school or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, you can do it like that. And if there's a transition, you can cut you a, like you said, an inspection hole and, pull the blower out, look at it that way. And if you have a camera, you can pull the high limit off and run your camera, through the high limit and, try to get a look at it that way. That's how I look at evaporators to see if they're dirty. If the furnace is butted up against if the coil is butted up against the furnace in a closet or in an attic and there's no other way, I'll take the high limit out and use a camera to, an inspection camera to look at the evaporator, see if it's dirty.
Wow. Never thought about that. No.
I got to ask you, because you guys specialize in furnaces, like the annual cleaning or the annual contract, what do you actually like? Do you got like, it's not like a boiler where I do a nozzle filter strainer.
No.
Other than the air filter, what really is there to like inspect?
Well, I mean, on the maintenance, we just, if the burners need to be cleaned, we clean them.
So they do need to be cleaned, like with a wire brush, or
yeah, you can brush them, and and you just, you check your igniter, you can ohm out your igniter, check your pressure. I mean, it's just basic checking all the safeties, making sure your limits work, and just cleaning everything.
Clean the flame.
Clean the flame sensor.
flame-
Yeah.
it gets with natural gas.
What's that?
I said they're natural gas where the ones you guys work on, right?
Yeah. And if it's not, then you got propane, yeah, Beal, it's Super Trooper style hats. Exactly. But yeah, it's mostly natural gas, but there is some propane.
Because they say natural gas is like very efficient. Like, it's very clean. It's like the clean. He said it's a very clean fuel, from what I'm told.
Yeah, it's cleaner than propane. I'm pretty sure. Isn't that right, Chance?
Yeah. Propane usually burns it burns hotter. One
Yeah, it
appliance
does.
than another.
Yeah.
You'll get more
it does burn
BTUs out of
hotter.
a propane.
Right. But I'm pretty sure natural gas is cleaner than propane.
That's what I thought. I mean, because I have a natural gas unit myself, so
Right.
I don't know. I know a little bit, doing the oil stuff, but I mean, I know it's great because I don't have to change filters.
Right.
My own unit.
I've seen some videos on, like, Steve Lav works on boilers, and I've seen him, replace those nozzles and
Yeah.
what's that damn that thing he puts his screwdriver across and it's short and it fucking, yeah. I mean,
See how good the arc is, and apparently some you can. The older ones you do it too, not the newer ones. Like,
yeah, I've seen. I enjoy watching that. That's some crazy shit.
yeah,
Hey, man.
I ride with somebody, and I've kind of had it, so I'm thinking about telling him I need to go on my own pretty soon. But
yeah.
Another question. Up north and North Carolina, or whatever, do y'all have any electric air handlers? Like, is there any electric heat up there, or is it all like gas and
they have electric board that they do. They have something called, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's something like in the ceiling that they put in, and it's some kind of like copper wire or some kind of copper electrode or something. It's horrible from the people I hear it from.
Oh, I've seen that on This Old House. They were talking about that one time.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing, which I've seen, which I've heard of it. I haven't really seen it, but I know it sucks and it's terrible.
that like geothermal or
No,
Yeah,
it's almost like a M4 radiant, but they put it in the ceiling.
what?
Like a wire you run a loop, kind of.
Yeah, I've only seen it once on This Old House.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's basically down here, if it's not a gas furnace, it's an electric air handler. And that's probably up north. If it's not a gas furnace, it's a boiler or
Yeah, see, me me and Matt, we don't see boilers and oil furnaces
No
and
oil.
that shit.
Like
I
no
mean,
oil.
yeah.
I want to see. It might get too cold here. How cold does it get where you guys are?
Not cold.
We've seen it. Where it's like 5-10 degrees. It might get too cold to have electric electric furnaces.
No, it doesn't get that cold here, man.
Yeah. Honestly, this winter, it hasn't gotten below freezing. This winter, maybe I can count on
We have not had a cold winter at.
Yeah.
It's rare. Like we have.
I think we got down to freezing one time. That was it.
That's it.
There's snow on the ground right now. We just had a snowstorm on Tuesday.
This winter has not at all. Wow.
It's I hate it. I hate the cold, but it's just the way it is. But and that's like the heat pump that if we put mini splits in, they have backup heat sources or the I don't know, what am I thinking? The heat pumps. Yeah, they do. We do backup electric heat.
Yeah.
It's something that we do.
Right.
So
Hey, Michael, I'm not in North Carolina. I'm in Kansas City.
They say geothermal, though that's like a whole. People do it around here, but it's very expensive and it's like very high end on the very high end side. And they say it's all that usually breaks before it pays off. From what I'm told, they can do it either by drilling the wells in or like digging a whole thing out.
Hell, I guess you can't do that in Louisiana, can you? You start digging, you hit water.
I forget how many 100 feet you have to go down or something for the wells.
Yeah.
That's like a whole special thing.
John, do you guys do geo? Might have lost him.
Yeah. You hear me?
In and out.
Now I do.
A geothermal, is that where they run like tubing in the slab and stuff? Is that I'm clueless as far as geothermal stuff. Is that where you have like
that'd be radiant floor heat you're talking about.
What they do is they take polyethylene, some kind of poly tubing, and they run it either they dig out, say like a probably a little bit more than a football size field. Like they dig down maybe like 10 or not 10 feet. They dig it however much feet down, or if they have the space for it, or they do like wells several 100 feet down, and they pump in antifreeze mixture in it. And there's a pump and it circulates the antifreeze and it goes over a heat exchanger, and then it reverses it in the summer and winter. It's like
it's a heat pump is all it is, and you're just using the ground.
Yeah.
For your heat source versus the air, like you do with air to air, like you're used to.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's a form of heat pump.
I don't think we have any geothermal stuff down here. It's all heat pumps, electric heat, or gas furnace.
You know, it's rare. I mean, I've heard of maybe 2 houses that had it. You know, and it's like very high end. You know, I don't know. I don't know if you heard it, but heard what I said before that it's like it's really high end. It's like on the really high end.
It's pretty common around here.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay. I don't know. I had an internet issue there.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard your question though, Chance. I've never seen geothermal here.
Really? Yeah, I guess it's probably just, I mean, you start doing any kind of digging, you just hit water, don't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You seen a lot of your Chance?
Yeah, we got a lot of it. I mean, we got a lot of country around here. I mean, it's just, you know,
Yeah, I guess
city to city, we're miles apart from each, you know, I mean, a lot of wide opens.
So do you hear a lot of that stuff breaking? A lot of that equipment?
The ground source stuff? No. You think about it, it almost lasts a long time because it's inside, you know, it's protected from the elements versus like
that's, you know, from what I've heard where I am, that's what I heard that, you know, the people say that they have it, that say, you know, it's a lot of money to do the whole thing. And then you know, and then it doesn't pay off like in the long run.
I mean, I don't personally do it, but you know, there's a decent amount of it around where I am.
Like solar panels. That's, you know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But
yeah, we have a lot around here too.
You know, I guess if you get that much sun, it's worth it. You know, worth all that money. I don't know if you guys follow the video Fox Family. I don't know if you guys see this.
Yeah. Greg's a good dude.
Yep, Greg seems like a really good guy.
You know, he just posted a video not that long ago of him doing a solar panel install.
Dude, most of the solars around here, we put them on the ground. We don't put them on the roof usually, unless it's in like a neighborhood type deal.
You just like
building. Always thought about that. Man, I don't know if I'd want that shit on my roof. What if you got to replace your roof one day?
Yeah, you got to take them all down.
What?
Yeah.
My thing is, what if one of those things, like a tree falls and one of those things breaks? I got to put it through my homeowner's insurance. You know, I'm paying for that.
I don't know.
You know, that's, you know, it's like a 20-year lease you have to sign with these companies.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want that shit on my roof.
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either. That's why most people put them on the ground. They build stands for them on the ground.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm signing off. The wife wants me to go to bed.
It's about yeah, it's about 12:30, man. I think I'm gonna shut this thing down. We've been on here a while.
Yeah, nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, you guys take it easy.
Yeah, had a good time.
All right. See you guys later. I'm out.
Peace.
Can you guys hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay, I'm having some really bad internet issues all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
I just want to
I'm gonna go ahead and shut it.
natural gas.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
What they said about the air vents, someone else said the air vents on top. Someone left, HVAC hacker said someone left the air vent open and it lost pressure. And then natural gas had said air vents can stay on top of the boiler. Well, what it is I just want to like do that in generally. What happens is as the boiler fills up, there's air in the water, and if it gets airbound, there's an air pocket. The circulator pump's not going to circulate the hot water. So what the air vents do is, any air, that gets trapped or anything that's in there, future service work or whatever. If you've done any kind of service work, changed, expansion tank or something like that, or a zone valve or something, it might get a little bit of air in there, and the air vents help do that. So if there is no air vent, you could get air in the system.
Right. Well, look, I want to, Chance, if you're still out there, man, I'm sorry I was having internet issues. Thank you for coming in again. Matt, thank you for joining us. And Joel, Ricky, I'm glad you came in.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I think I have your email address. Did you? Yeah. I got your email address. So, if you ever want to come in again, I'll send you the links. I'm going to try to do this every Saturday night.
Thanks.
And,
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Thanks to everybody that participated in the chat. I appreciate it.
Always enjoy it.
If any of you guys would like to come in next Saturday night, you can send me an email at jisraelhvac@gmail.com. That's JISRAELHVAC@gmail.com. Send me an email and just tell me you want to join the hangout, and I'll make sure that you get the link to join in. Maybe Bill will join us, the HVAC hacker, next week. Think about it, Bill, and anybody else that would be interested. Natural gas, Andrew, any of you guys anybody that participated in the chat tonight, you're more than welcome to join next week. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. Y'all have a good weekend. Ricky, thanks, man.
Thanks. Have a good one. You too.
Okay. Y'all take care.
All right. Bye.